Discord.
Ah, we're
I
here.
lost Discord.
Oh, no.
Hello.
There we go. Now Discord's back. I'm back. Yeah, no, it's okay.
We're
I
all
lost
good?
Discord for a second.
We're
Can
okay.
okay,
Lights,
for some
camera, and
reason-
action already going.
Hold on. My Streamlabs
Hold-
isn't
hold on,
apparently
wait,
picking up
Matt,
me.
Hold on to something. Hold on to the
Wait,
camera.
okay,
Hold on,
I'm
hold on.
holding.
Hold on.
I'm holding on to something.
Hold on.
We're doing it right.
Hold on to everything.
Oh my god.
I'm
We're being
checking.
clapped at.
I'm
We're
checking.
being clapped. Oh no, we're
No,
not
I'm
being clapped
checking.
at. Keep being silly.
For some reason, audio input is not picking me up. Question mark. Can someone confirm from the stream end of things?
Alright,
And
cool.
can-
I
Go crazy,
can't,
go
otherwise you'll
stupid.
hear everybody twice.
I'm onto it.
To everyone
Wreck.
out there in the chats,
In the chaps?
Oh my god, are we all wearing
Everyone
chaps?
out
I'm
there
sorry.
in the chaps.
To everyone out there
Hello,
in the
fam
chat.
and chaps.
Anyone who's not wearing chaps, you're not included in this hello.
Right, okay, I'll
I'll
go.
leave. I'll leave.
Oh dear. No, like seriously guys, it wouldn't
Assless
be the
chaps
start of-
only.
Oh my god. Oh, actually, on the note of chaps, I'm wearing I'm for the first time like stretchy jeans. So they're jeans,
Ooh.
but they're slightly stretchy, and these are like the comfiest thing ever. Anyway, that wasn't what I was going to say. I was going to say to anyone in all the chats, it wouldn't be the start of D&D without technical difficulties. So just bear with us for a little bit. Now back to the jeans. Oh my god, these are
Okay,
so
if
comfy.
it wasn't working, it should be working now.
No, they're not jeggingsy, Archie. No.
No, they're
No, they're not.
absolutely
Well, that's
jeggings,
even
No,
Archie.
no, they're jeans, but they have just a little bit of stretchy give to them.
I love me some jeggings.
Not jeggings.
They are jeggings. 2000%
Okay, now-
jeggings.
Now I'm being called out.
It's
Well,
like
I don't
I'm
see
wearing
the
nothing
problem.
at all.
Jeggings are
Nothing
comfy.
at all.
Yeah.
Nothing at
Jeggings
all.
Comfy.
Stupid sexy Depro.
They're so good.
Oh dear.
Mrs. Or once again
What?
wearing jeggings for me.
No, Alpha, I just got a notification he's playing Resident Evil Village.
Oh, you're going to see the big
the
lady.
tall lady.
The
tall
big sexy lady.
Oh,
I
the-
might have watched a few gameplay videos of that already.
Does it look any good?
I'm holding off because I want to play it for myself, but it's so
I probably
hard.
won't ever play it, probably. So I don't care about spoilers.
Well, I'll play it at some point.
Yeah.
It'll
You gotta
happen.
get good at
Chat will
first.
force me. Chat will literally force me to play it. So-
The tall lady
But
have to
I
pay
do
every time she
wanna-
visits.
To anyone who's noticed, we are currently a Cuddly the Raptor short, but
Mhm.
she should be here within half an hour.
Yes.
At least that's the intel we got.
She had to take care of a very slippy kangaroo.
One dizzy hoppy boy.
Very
Yeah.
dizzy hoppy
Very,
boy.
very, very.
That kangaroo was swaying something terrible.
Oh yeah, it was a wobbly boy.
Silly hoppy
I
boy.
didn't say that would be throw after 3 ciders.
I'm not well, we haven't done our intro yet, so I'm not going to say what I'm
No,
drinking.
I'm
Thank you
just
very
saying not tonight. I'm just saying you generally after 3 ciders.
much. Yeah, that's true. I do get tipsy after 3 ciders. Don't at me.
I already added you in my tweet earlier.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ow,
so it's too late.
rude.
Get added.
You've been added.
You know,
But
you
Get
can at yourself.
notified.
You can add yourself?
You can at yourself in Twitter. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I almost did it, but then I thought, nah, that's too weird.
When I think about you, I at myself. Whoa.
Wow.
I
Wait,
don't
hang on, what are we meant to
add
be doing here again?
anybody else.
What?
Is that
Well,
not?
apparently, there's in my chat, apparently they are eating peanuts, but I would ask you to refrain from eating peanuts because you might kill my partner.
No peanuts,
dun.
please.
No peanuts in this household.
You know
Are,
what?
are Anzac cookies okay? Are oat cookies okay?
Yes.
Yes.
Very good.
If you want to eat peanuts, you can come over to the Aussie Dev Pro chat, guys. I will humbly accept you with open arms.
Oh wow!
Wow.
Mm.
Wow.
I see how it is.
Ruthless.
It's
Ruthless.
not that I
Mercenary.
don't accept people. It's just, would you please refrain from eating peanuts while here? Wow. Way throwing shade, Aussie.
Now-
I don't
now
know.
I wish I
How is
had
Rudy doing?
Wow.
Let's see how much damage Rudy just took.
Let's drag him on Twitter, guys.
Target.
A chunk of
No.
ice just fell, hit you in the head.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
If only I had like a handful of peanuts to hold up to the camera, you know? That would have really made the moment.
I mean, I got a whole jar of peanuts and cashews.
Nice.
Alright.
But you didn't do the thing.
The thing?
You gotta do the jar song. If you're bringing up a jar.
I got a jar of nuts. I got a jar of nuts. And guess what's
There's
we
a
go.
inside
jar
it?
song?
There's a jar
Yeah,
song?
the jar of dirt song.
The jar of dirt.
I got a jar of dirt. I got a
okay,
jar of
let's-
dirt.
I don't
and
remember.
guess what's
What's that
inside
from?
it?
Distract us from this horrible show that we got going right now
Ow.
by instead
like I was
introducing
pointing
the
at someone.
characters we will be playing instead of ourselves.
Ah.
Let's start with Orb.
Except
Oh,
for
yeah.
Here.
who's
I
playing
am
himself.
Weatherstall. As you can see, I am the moist boy. I play Arthur Orblet the Third.
Woo!
Don't forget the third.
Yeah.
He is an archer that is just menacing to the group.
He
And
doesn't
what are
have
you
to
drinking
be.
today?
Today I am drinking. Well, I'm not going to say what it is, but it's
No.
just 101. 101. That's it.
Okay.
You're
Ozzy,
drinking
you've passed
something.
on your internet issues to me.
I have. I did see the camera skip there.
All right.
The actual panic look on Denny's
Yeah, there
I
was a
know.
very panicked look.
As Denny is freaking out, we're going to go to Roju.
Oh, hello. Yeah, that's me. I'm Roju. My channel's Participation Award. I'm playing Gerald, the actually a warlock, but says he's a wizard. And you know, he might even believe he's a wizard, honestly. Yet to be decided. But yeah, he's tries not to be a menace to the party, but probably is inadvertently. But he tries. That's the main thing, I think.
I think everybody in the party tries. It's just,
Yeah, none of us are successful. That's all.
God, no, not in the slightest.
Arthur's successful at being menacing.
There's a reason I call us dysfunctional on Twitter.
How, like, genuinely, how long does it take for an adventuring party to become a well-oiled machine? Usually, it requires a few deaths.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, it's a good thing Rudy's about to have a bunch of ice drop on him, right? So.
I keep
Speaking
telling
of
you guys.
Rudy,
Yeah, speaking of Rudy, hello, I'm Ozzy Devpro. I am playing Rudy Magic Fingers McGee, the party's cleric. Magic Fingers?
Magic
What?
Fingers?
Magic
Did you
Fingers?
change it?
No.
Doesn't even remember
Oh,
his
Magic
own
Hands!
character.
Oh, fuck, I did. Oh my god, it's Magic Hands. Wow.
maybe he's specialized.
Wow.
Fingers.
You know, okay, no,
Plot
I'm
twist.
thinking of Binding of Isaac because there's an item called Magic Fingers. Sorry, that mine somewhere else entirely. Far out. Magic Hands McGee. Oh my god, wow, I just love that. Anyway, he's invincible, but you know that we'll get to that when we get to that. Anyway, I'm also drinking coffee.
Oh yeah, I'm drinking water, but that's usual because I finished my
That's the
coffee.
usual.
That's it. Stream over restart.
Shut everything down.
Cut. We can, it's okay. We'll edit in post.
Dice Queen,
Follow
thank
the
you for that,
lines,
Uwu.
guys.
Thank you.
We gotta follow the lines.
Yeah.
Josie works hard giving us the lines. We
The
gotta follow them.
lines. Oh, was
Yeah, I
that?
spent all week writing the script.
Oh shit! That's what I've got here.
Wait, we get
Fuck.
lines?
I
Oh,
didn't
heck.
read that. Oh no.
Yeah, that's why we've been
Uh.
having so much issue with Gerald. You never
Yeah,
get to
he's going off script all the time. Yeah. He never has any idea what's going on.
No. And
Denny.
last but not absolutely least.
Yes, I will be playing Dasgus, the mighty barbarian warrior.
Honk!
Honk into battle with his mighty great axe. But for tonight, I am not drinking anything special, just some Earl Grey tea. But it is special
Oh.
for me.
Nice.
Are you
Very
putting out the
fancy.
finger? Are you putting out the finger?
Is it Pinky's out situation?
Yeah, there we
Nice,
go.
nice.
Pinky's out.
I think we can all get behind a bit of pinky out.
Yeah,
situation.
pinky's
Come
out.
on, we'll do that.
I know, that's right.
Roger, get your
Actually,
pinky out.
oh,
Oh. One is not like the other one.
One of these things does not belong.
there you go.
But we will
There
soon
we go.
see. There we go. We have a lovely Josie Poser
We do.
who is
What do you
hosting
mean
this lovely
you're
campaign.
down there?
Our
You're down
deadly
there.
dungeon
I'm
But
up
he's
mistress.
down
here.
here.
Yeah.
No, this makes no sense.
No.
Close the
I'm
stream,
always
restart.
right. It's like rule 1, the DM is always right. Rule 2, see rule 1. Rule 3, if you can't follow rule 2, see rule 1. That's how it works.
Well, Josie's on my right, so she's always right.
Is
Yeah, me and
rule four-
Orber right here.
Can rule 4 be profit?
No, wrong side.
The rule 4 is question mark, and 5 is profit.
Okay, right.
But yes, I'm Josie Poser. I'm hosting this. I'm the dungeon mistress. I run the game, and I am drinking something I can no longer taste. Sad to say.
Aw.
It's. But we're having a good one. We're powering through for the D&Ds, and we will be joined by Cuddly Raptor in a little bit. Hopefully, that's as far as we know.
Hopefully
But
without
if we
any
can-
giant kangaroos in the background.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Hopefully.
I mean, honestly, I hope for giant kangaroos in the background. Honestly, that would be great.
Yeah. I mean, Cuddly did promise us a gutting. So if
Mm.
Cuddly shows up without blood. No, I'm kidding. Let's go there.
Did we say kangaroos?
There we go. There's a kangaroo in the background.
There is a kangaroo. It's a very. If I met a kangaroo looking like that, I'd be more scared than of an actual.
That would be
kangaroo.
terrifying. Yeah.
Who the hell broke the realities again?
I'd be like, all right, who spiked my food?
I'd be asking who invited Pegasus and why did he play Toontown? Wow,
Oh, dear.
terrible,
Who lies?
terrible.
Yeah, little terrible. That's alright. Normally, it's the indicator that it's time to get started when you get the bad jokes.
It is, and we've got like it's a 1:45 according to my clock, and let's do a quick little recap. Last week, you resumed the battle against the zombie beholder known as the Meatball, and you
The
also
not so forbidden meatball. Sorry.
the not so
It's
forbidden
not so
meatball.
forbidden.
Not so forbidden.
And the masked assailant wearing the dual-bladed scythe. And throughout the combat, Arthur fired off quite a hefty amount of shots into the meatball that eventually fell. And on the other side of the map, we had Rudy and Goose going at it against the masked person. Rudy trying to pull some cool stunts, ended up on the ground. Standing back up, attempted some more cool stuff, ended up on the ground again. First time from falling, second time from a slight case of near death.
Very
Again,
And-
invincible. Got back up. I'm fine.
Got back up thanks to the combined efforts of Gerald and Arthur. Your safety was guaranteed.
Invincible.
I mean, is it invincibility if it's not you? If it's just like the power of luck?
It's
Is
the
it
power of
still
friendship.
You who are invincible?
It's the power of friendship.
It's certainly not
But-
invincibility when I lose all my frames, but yeah, go on.
Invincibility frames.
Yeah.
No.
No, it can hurt you if you
We're
lose
back.
on the frames.
No iframes for you.
No iframes for me.
But as the combat concluded, there was some arguments done regarding if you should have actually killed the assailant or not. But you had some thoughts on how you could make sure there was an interrogation of it made available. And you also, inside the beholder, found what looked to be an arm that Rudy wrapped in a blanket strapped to his back. You also grabbed the scythe and some other items from the individual in question, and as Gerald went outside to check on things, you saw what looked to be a massive horde, legion, army, battalion, whatever, a great amount of creature heading north, and the Mine Guard as well fell before you and rose once again to join the traipse north. And we ended up with Arthur on a horse, Gerald on a broom, taking off towards the city of Bora to report what had happened, while the others were walking through the tunnels discussing if it was collapsible or not.
Okay, there we go. So that would mean, hang on. So that would be Rudy and Dust Goose, and Nana would just be trailing behind.
Exactly.
In this situation, since alrighty. Well,
who have you picked up the scythe, by the way?
I believe Arthur did.
Ah, cool.
Arthur has the scythe. You have the armor. Rudy has the hand and the ring, I think, as well.
I've got the potion.
You got the potion. Daskus has the thought of a job well done. Since Daskus did the final move.
Oh yeah.
And
Cleaved the
decapitated
heck
our
out
foe.
of him.
And Goose gave me the short sword.
Goose did give you the short sword, that's right.
You thought you finally found you worthy of it. Congratulations.
I am worthy!
Can I now roll
I'm
English?
still worthy!
Oh dear. But yeah, I think we're getting away from what seems to be another mini horde that's climbing up from the.
I don't think they're
mine
climbing
shaft.
up, are they? I think they're just
They were
like
climbing
stuck
over
down
each
there,
other
right?
and like sort of forming a mass on one side, and
Oh,
eventually they would.
Were they
spill
trying to
over.
like human ladder it out? Were they?
At least that's what it sounded like to me.
I mean, anything could be possible. You all turned your backs to it.
See, now I feel bad about it, but we're kind of let's deal with what Gerald said was a big problem, and we can deal with this other big problem later. But yeah, I suppose we just keep walking. Does Goose have any ideas on anything we can figure out while we're going? Does Goose need any healing while we're going?
The Goose would wish his frames came back.
You're coming in through fine for us. I think it might just be an OBS thing.
Oh no, because even like everything is just like I'm losing you guys on my Google Meet. Everything looks like it's kind of disconnecting and reconnecting. This is whack. But anyways,
But yeah,
At least your upload is
I
clean.
will also say, as Ozzy said, everything you coming through visual and audio clear for me.
Yeah.
okay, cool. Well, that's good at least. At least on you guys, it's fine.
Yes.
Yeah, Das Goose is still kind of like reeling over the, just kind of letting himself go like that. He hasn't been in that kind of state before.
Hulked out.
It was a pretty violent final assault there. It was a little scary, actually.
He scared himself
Not
in that
gonna lie.
regard.
Yeah. Never seen the full rage of the dire goose.
Yeah.
And yeah, he is still feeling that kind of like rage, still kind of like dwelling within him. Like that fire still hasn't quite gone out yet.
Feathers all pricked
But yeah,
up.
I think we're just moving.
Yeah, feathers all.
Oh dear.
You could almost say he's having goosebumps.
Hey, maybe.
Goosebumps.
Nice.
Would that be knee bumps?
Dust goosebumps.
So, what are y'all doing?
Well, me and Arthur are
Rudy
still.
and Goose, are you just
full
are you
speed.
just walking through the tunnel?
I don't think there's really
Definitely
too
heading
much.
out. I don't know if we've seen
Yeah.
everything just yet.
Yeah,
I think
they're
you
just
heading straight up.
definitely you see traces of blood pooling. You pass where the bodies should have been, but they're gone. There's definitely signs of dragging, and even you can see as you're passing through other like forks in the road, there's definitely like bodily fluids, there's scrapings coming from the other side paths as well. Yeah, and George is gone. I'm being reminded that we also had a guest last week for
We will remember you.
Will you remember me?
George, the very helpful bard.
So
Got
helpful.
spirited away.
The most helpful of
Yeah,
bards.
the most helpful at stealing our things.
Speaking of which, have we
But
checked
as
everything?
eventually you come out into the night air as well, and it's dark. Arthur, you've got dark. No, Arthur, you're already ways away. I believe Nana has dark vision. The rest of you, there's a lantern hanging by the little shed by the entrance. But besides that, darkness for Goose and Rudy.
Can we see like what's going on in the town and like what?
No, it's far away.
Okay.
Even at the pace of horse and broom, it's going to take maybe 40 minutes to get to the city.
What if I become Big Goose?
It doesn't really affect your speed.
Ah, damn.
But if you started jogging, you would get there faster than Rudy and Nana.
Unless Nana
Might be
wild
what-
shaped, I guess.
Yeah.
But we can't really make that decision without Cuddly here.
No,
Let's
it's
just
not.
let's just assume we move at max speed. And
Yeah, start.
Yeah,
make
just
our
start
way
heading
yeah.
towards the town. Yeah.
Are you doing anything for light?
Rudy can cast light. Yeah, sure. Sorry, I just actually realized why my internet was being shitty. My phone was connected to the Wi-Fi and downloading shit. So there you go. Go figure.
There you go.
Yep. Rudy will cast light. Thankfully, it's a cantrip. I just remembered that. He will cast it on Goose's axe. So as long as Goose has his axe out, it'll be displaying light. I'm assuming Goose will be in front of Nana and Rudy, or Nana would be on Goose's shoulder. Yeah. I feel like we'll be pretty okay then. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And as
Yeah,
you
right
start
out.
trudging through the snow, the night is clear. You can see stars, and you can definitely see the light of the city further ahead, but it still is quite a distance. Now, having gotten... We fast forward a little bit as galloping through, and I'm assuming that for light, Gerald, I don't know if you're doing some flamey cantrips to just give yourself a little bit of light source.
Well, it depends. Like, if there's enough light from the town, I can just fly high enough that I'm not worried about trees, and then just
Yeah. It's just that you might lose sight of Arthur, who can see in the darkness.
Well, because I figure that Arthur's horse is like a little bit faster than the broom can move, but I can move in a straight
Yes.
line and he has to wind. So I figure we'll be making it essentially the same pace.
Yeah, if you go high enough to use the city as a landmark, there is a point where, as you're both now speeding through, you're coming closer to the city. There's a point where you hear a voice that goes, "Halt! Who nears the city at such haste?"
Oh, do I hear this or is this Arthur?
It booms through, and you can see, using also the backlight of the city, you can see the voice doesn't come from the wall, but up on the wall on a palisade, you can see one of the frost giants holding a ballista and is trailing you.
Oh, I sort of like slow, so I'm not like charging. So it's apparent that I'm not charging at him, and I'm just sort of like gonna, lower down and be like, don't shoot, please don't shoot. My name is Gerald, the wizard. We have grave news that we must urgently get to what's the name of the Midwinters. We must speak to Carther or even Lena, but it's imperative.
Please, sir, please land. And you can see that the voice is coming from further down, and you can see one giant that is standing like at the actual entrance through the through the wall and has like held up Arthur as well on the horse.
Yes, of course. Land. Everything's good.
And you see, it is the same guard as it was when you went through to the other side. Gives you a quick once over and says, "Midwinters, why? What happened over at the mines?"
Okay. Where do I even start? Everyone is turned into the living dead. Not our party. We managed to survive and take out some enemy forces, but all the prisoners, including the guards outside the mine, including who knows however many others, have all been killed and then come back from the dead as abominations of some sort and are moving together as an army, being led by some demonic lady with wingerlings, and there's just so many things happening. We need to speak to the Midwinters.
Make a persuasion check.
Okay.
As you can see, one guard looks at the other, and they're kind of just smirking, like very much get a load of this guy. What's this?
It's only an 11.
One been drinking? 11.
Yeah.
And
unless Arthur is assisting.
They look at each other. One looks at you and says, "You had a bit to drink on the road. The emptiness of the sky boring for you?" They turn towards Arthur and go, "What really happened?"
Arthur jumps off his horse and pulls out the eye of this being, and I then describe the battle that we had in. I say to them, "This is from that beast. From that beast."
Yes, it was like a big ball with that eye that he's holding in the middle of it that had little wavy tentacle things with smaller eyes on them. Some of them were dead looking. It's a nightmare.
Everything this man has said is true. Gerald is a trusted friend. He knows what is happening. You need to go to your captain, get on high alert. We need to go to the Midwinters now.
Gerald kind of like looks at Arthur as he's saying this, like not quite expecting those words to be coming out of that mouth.
He's trying to persuade. That's all.
Make a persuasion check with advantage, because now you're both putting effort towards this.
Hey.
Acrobatics. Performance persuasion. Oh, great.
Do you want me to make it or?
Well, you roll with advantage. 14 is still an improvement. Click again. You have advantage.
It's like -1 to my +4.
13.
14. I'll say 14, considering that you provide evidence and both your stories are corroborated. They still look a bit tentative, but eventually one of them goes, "Go find the captain. I'll lead him towards the Midwinters. We'll meet you there. But I won't let them in just yet, okay?" And they start mumbling amongst each other.
And I mention, I understand your hesitance, but hurry. There is an entire army of these things heading north right as we speak. This is urgent. Hurry. Fly, you fools.
As you say that, as you say that, they do furrow their brows, but they do give a nod. One takes away jogging. The other one sort of like starts leading you all through, and you come through, and you're at this large building where you saw people walking through back and forth before. The giant asks you to stop, puts his head through the door, says something, and you can see two other giants come out. One of them is like just getting crumbs out of their beard. The other one seems to be stretching, and they take up post as this one giant starts leading you towards the Midwinter Manor.
Can we sort of pick up the pace where very dangerous things are happening?
Everything in its time.
In our
you
time,
start moving. You pretty much you're like on the broom, on the horse, and this giant is power walking, keeping pace with the horse.
All right, cool. That's fine then.
Okay.
So you are moving faster than you would if you were both on.
just want to make sure.
Pickle.
And as you eventually get to the wrought fence that surrounds the entire manor, you can see a handful of guards that are congregated talking, most of them giant. One of them turns and you can see she looks feminine, got completely shaved head with tattoos all over it, and is carrying what looks to be a large shield on the back, as well as a massive hammer hanging at the side, and says, "So I hear you have a story. Please reiterate for me what you've told."
Arthur would like to pull out the eye and go, "This is evidence." But Gerald knows the full story. You take it away, mate.
Yeah, I'm basically going to give like the most succinct recount of all of the events that have transpired, basically previous episode.
And you see, as you're talking, this woman looks down towards a non-giant guard, looks to be half-elven, actually, dressed in very thick cloaks, and you've seen these kinds of it's like they've been either dyed white or they come from some light-furred creature, and is nodding, taking this in, and then just pulls out what looks to be a feather. A white, thick plume feather, and whispers to it, and grabs it in the hand, and then as they open the hand, a little bird pops up, and the bird flies away.
Ooh, cute.
And says, "I've sent a message to the rangers to the west. We should be hearing back within the hour about this horde that you've mentioned."
Oh, good.
Yes, please.
And as they're standing there, the guard captain, you would assume the woman with the shield, is talking to someone on the other side of the fence, who then starts walking up the hill towards the manor. And she says, "Let's wait here to see. The council has they have ceased any activity for the night. We shall see if we can get a hold of Cartha and get an early verdict of what to do."
That
and
would be
then
good.
stops talking, and basically everyone now is just standing,
Sort of waiting. I am a little, excuse me, I am a little concerned that our less hasty friends are still making their way back to the city. I kind of would like to know that they're safe. What with all those beasts out there?
Well, if they're following the path, they should be safe. If they're coming this way, we can send word. And she gestures towards one of the guards, who they all look kind of restless, like some of them were woken for this, and one walks up half groggy, like trying desperately to wake up, and says, "Yeah, go to the southern gate and make sure that the rest of these take descriptions and make sure that they are brought here upon arrival." Yes? And the person nods and starts like trying to amp themselves up, get a pep to the step, and take off towards the gates. And a handful of minutes later, there is the one who went up to the manor does come back down, says something through the gate, and the guard captain turns back to you all and says, We've been told that you are to return to your suite at the Bramblefrost Inn. Your friends will be sent there, and you will be called when there is the council has had time to reconvene and news from the rangers has been gathered."
All right. Well, I guess if you guys
Please
are on top of it,
rest
then
assured the city is heavily guarded. If they are coming this way, do not worry, we can handle it. Just, it's late, and there's a few people who nod in agreeance. Just go back to your rooms, get some rest. this could take hours, and news will be brought to you upon the morrow.
Are there any towns just out of curiosity? Are there any towns to the north, or anything they might be heading towards? Do you think?
To the north, if you just considering the directions you described, there's nothing really. They will eventually come upon the river.
All right. Well, I guess we've done our job. Shall we retire, Arthur?
Look, I'd rather go wait at the gate for our friends before we retire. That's just me personally. I can't sort of sit still without them being here very shortly.
Fair enough.
You're more than welcome to retire, but I do have some hot cocoa if you'd like to come and join me. I've actually got a potion that I wouldn't mind you having a look at, if that's okay.
I might be able to do that for you. Keep my mind off things, I suppose.
So Arthur would like to offer a hot cocoa to Gerald.
I can't.
Knowing that he's got some fears about it, he sort of pulls it, puts it on the ground, and goes.
Because you like when you pour, like the moment you start pouring and the liquid starts pouring out, you see him sort of flinch a little bit.
Puts the cup on the ground and it backs away from it. Look, Gerald, I know you have some.
He kind of like you see Gerald before he's like that. You see Gerald sort of like looking at you, looking down at the cocoa, and sort of looking at you and looking down at the cocoa, and then kind of like like that sort of scared feral animal kind of thing where they like go out and grab the thing and then back away. It's kind of like that, but a human.
Imagine Gerald just turned into an opossum or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And Arthur turns around. Oh, Gerald, I do solely, apologize for that incident with the cocoa, and I'm glad we're sort of worked past that. But like I said,
I did want to talk to you about it at some point, Arthur, because it seems that the rest of them don't seem to think that you're trying to kill me. And you've shown at least some signs of that being the case, I think. But
look, like I said, I tried to explain this to the other group. They didn't really. I don't know. It's just I thought I heard something, and I don't know what about it. I just had to figure out that sound, and I wasn't thinking clearly, and I do apologize, and I think it's all in my head. I think the sound was in my head.
I appreciate that. If you've got, you can always ask me things, Arthur. You don't need to resort to hot cocoa. Like, you can just say, "Hey, Gerald, blah blah blah. What is this?"
Yeah,
and I'll be like, "Well, Arthur, blah blah blah. This is what it is." I really don't know how that all came about, but I do regret my part in it as well, somewhat. I was just reacting on instinct. I've had some hard times in the past, and I've seen some things that have left me with a very delicate constitution, you could say, which I think I mentioned when we last had our small chat. Incredibly briefly before the incident.
Yes, incredibly. And like I said, I do apologize, but just to put my mind at ease, so like, was it in my head?
Was what in your head?
The voice, the sound.
Are you hearing voices, Arthur?
I might. Do you know how to get them out? Like,
I mean, it depends where these voices came from, and I guess what they're telling you. They aren't telling you to throw hot cocoa in your friends' faces, are they?
Look, I would.
Because that would be problematic. I don't wish another round of that. If you hear them saying that, Arthur, please don't listen.
It's not so much voices, it was sounds more than anything, but it must be just in my head. Let's go towards the gate, and I'm going to give you this potion if you don't mind looking at it.
Of course. I mean, Arthur, I did want to say as well that, again, I also apologize for my part in things, and I'm willing to put it as a misunderstanding for now, because I trust the others, and they seem to think that it was fine, I suppose. And perhaps I was reacting also in the heat of the moment.
You've cut out for me.
Oh, yeah, he died.
Oh, did I? Can you hear me?
Oh, you're back.
Oh,
There you go.
You went under the sea for a bit.
Under the sea.
As far as my part of it, I may have been just reacting out of fear as well. But I also, even more than that, I would love to be able to trust you, and as much as I trust the rest of the party. And even before the incident, Arthur, I feel that perhaps we're not all necessarily on the same page all of the time, and I would very much like to feel safe in your presence again, because I do. It's been a long time since I've had a group of people that I would want to try and consider to be my friends, and it would be devastating for me if I had to be alone again. I didn't have a good time by myself, and this is partly why I joined the guild in the first place, was so I didn't have to deal with the world's horrors on my own, and my own horrors on my own.
Look, Gerald, you never have to deal with those horrors by yourself anymore. I apologize, and I won't act that way. I'll always ask every time now, even if I think it's the minute thing of just like, hey mate, can you just move over a little bit, instead of just giving you a shove. I'll talk to you.
That would be appreciated. My ribs get very bruised, Arthur.
Hey mate, do you mind moving over? I'll go to the face. Sorry, I had to
We're just having this like heartfelt moment.
And there's like a hot marshmallow that's like stuck and just scolding its way down. Like,
What? You're in my way. You're in front of the TV. I can see. Sorry, I broke the moment. I apologize.
But,
Do it
yes,
anyway,
but yes, Gerald, like I don't want you to not trust me or be afraid of me. So, therefore I'm just gonna do the best I can for you. And Arthur's gonna attempt like Step Brothers, like sort of thing. He's gonna attempt that sort of hug where he comes in sort of.
I don't have visuals on. I can't
What
see.
Sort of.
you're just like you're going for just like a super awkward hug.
Yeah, super awkward pat on the back.
Right, Gerald just kind of stands there like a sort of
not really sure.
arms
what
like sort of
to
pinned
do.
to the side
And
kind of thing,
sort
just
of
like getting hugged, and sort of arms come out kind of like this, like.
Thank you for describing it. I appreciate it.
Yes.
And
I got a
as
little
this
concerned when you
awkward
said
hug pans over, we fade to black, and we fast forward a little bit. You're at the gates. If Gerald want to ritual cast identify on the potion,
Yes, I will identify the potion.
It is a potion of climbing.
Very good.
And eventually, the rest of the troop comes into visual from the searchlight of the walls, and you are all gathered together, and you move yourselves. You've been told to go back to the inn. You make your way back. You settle down back in the room. It's in the middle of the night. You're back down subterranean. There's furs and pelts everywhere. The fire is crackling. Seems like housekeeping has been refreshing the logs ever so often. You can all see there's fresh linens. There's fresh water in the wash basins.
And as the rest of the party arrives at the gate, Gerald's like, Rudy, Goose, Nana, I'm glad you're all well. We've already been to see the Midwinters. They seem to be taking everything under control. I think our job here is more or less done. I think for now, I think they'll have further need for us, perhaps for details. But for now, we've been remanded back to the inn, and
so you warned them of the horde.
Oh yes,
so
we told them the whole story. And the Arthur very handily had the eye of the meatball.
Although we might have to amend that story a little in the morning. It's just a small thing, just a little thing, not like. We couldn't really do anything about it at the time because you weren't here, and fire. You do fire so well.
I do some fire, yes.
Yes. Look, you know how we had that amazing showdown with the meatball and the masked man, and Rudy jiggles the sort of the
I would characterize it as terrifying, but yes, I know what you're referring to.
Turns out, all of the miners and guards and think about what happened to the people in the tunnel. Think about everything that could have happened to all the others in the mine.
You can see he's already picking up what you're putting down.
Also, be a little undead.
Rudy, you starting to scare him.
Because I didn't actually see all the bodies.
Neither
down
Arthur or Gerald.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's like
of squirming body parts.
So we lacked the ability to do anything. I mean, what do? Do you jump in and start hacking away, or
Lord no. I wouldn't say that's a good idea at all.
That was a good idea, Goose. I did like that idea, but it would have been very, very messy.
I mean,
Of course.
we could happily. Let me see. What could I do?
This might require a checkup in the morning because I think by this, it's. I don't know what time it is, but it's.
Well, maybe the city is perfectly capable of handling it, and we can just dust our hands of it.
Sure. I'm not worried about just leaving it as it is. Looked like a pretty big deal for them to be so nonchalant.
There are a whole city of giants with huge ballista-like things.
And imagine if they turn into the undead things.
I'm sure they'd be able to handle themselves. They've assured us as much. But that being said, just so it doesn't become our problem, I feel we should definitely tell them about that ASAP as well.
Yes.
Because that might be a... Oh, excuse me, I'm having a bit of...
Should we not tell them now?
All this undead stuff's giving me a bit of indigestion.
I think we should... Actually, if you really want to go into...
We should definitely get a message to them.
All right, well, how about... Did anyone see... Oh, blasted, I've forgotten her name. Madam Tusk.
Madam Tusk?
Was it Tusk? Oh god, was it?
It is Madam Tusk.
Am I being okay? Thank you, Arthur. Oh, I'm glad you have a good knowledge of remembering our friends and patrons. And okay, how about we see if Madam Tusk is still awake and she can maybe send a message off to the guard as well.
I like that idea.
Rudy writes out an amendum regarding Gerald's initial, Gerald and Arthur's initial warning, and gets Gerald to sign it as well. Just so they know
it did come. Delivering it.
Oh, of course. Now, Arthur, this is a very Arthur. Don't get distracted. Yes. Don't get distracted, buddy. You just got to give her the message. Don't hold her up because it's very important.
Arthur sort of puts his arm around Rudy and goes, "Sure, only if you tell me that skill that you're using back there, like that jump." That was fast.
I do not know what came over me. I do not know what came over me. And honestly, I think I was just a little too excited. Because did you see the decay on that creature? It was like it should have been in pieces, but it wasn't, and it was just like, how was it making noise? I would have loved to study it a bit more, but
these are definitely not the first times we've seen these. Yes,
your moves. I'm just saying top class. Arthur approves.
Arthur, I'm happy to go into any detail you want regarding my hop, skip, and a trip. But you gotta, and Rudy's now pushing him out the door. You gotta get this message out now. It's important.
And then Arthur, knowing he's meeting Madam Tusk, goes for a bit of a jog towards the
little skip in his step.
Did they DM? Did they leave any guards for us or anything, or are they sort of just okay, cool. So getting a message probably the best thing then.
Told you, but telling Madam Tusk, Arthur, you walk up, you find Madam Tusk isn't. There's a bell. It's the middle of the night. You can see it's dimly lit. Seems to be no one really working. You see one person. You can hear one person moving around in the kitchen, but there's a little bit of a bell at the front desk. You ring it, and after a minute or so, Madam Tusk does step out of her office. She takes the note.
Arthur sort of like making himself clean in that minute or two.
She seems she nonchalantly doesn't really pay any attention to that. She takes the note, takes the request, and then she folds it up. She brings it back to her office, and a few minutes later, she comes back out, looks a little bit more distinguished, and she then walks into the kitchen. And after a while again, you can see what looks to be a gnomish fella comes out of the kitchen holding the note and heads out through the front door.
Cool.
Thank you, Madam Tusk, for doing this for us. It's of the most thank you for doing it for us, Madam Tusk.
You're very welcome, Arthur, but I must get back to sleep if there's nothing else.
Wow.
Whoa! That was not what Rudy asked.
Oh, he's pitching round two.
She smirks a little bit and says, "Good night, Arthur."
Arthur looks down at his shoes and sort of kicks it and goes, "Good night, Madam Tusk."
How can I
Still
be
calling
so
her Madam
bashful and
Tusk,
yet
like,
so
yeah.
confident?
Oh my god.
Did you ever get her first name?
I don't think we did.
No.
She's like, call me Madam Tusk.
I feel like Madam Tusk with Arthur Orblet is a bit like Lady D in the internet, I think. Is Arthur's just like...
What I'm hearing is that Arthur's a bottom,
Yeah, and Tusk stepped on him once and now is making him playing hard to get, you know?
Arthur grabs a glass of wine and takes a seat while he waits for the rest of the group to get there. Just sort of...
Oh no, you should be coming back to the room. We're not going up there.
Arthur, we're going to bed.
Yeah,
It's nighttime.
Arthur has a glass of wine and then goes to bed.
Very good.
I hope you weren't going to sit outside her door and wait until the next
Before you
morning.
actually go to bed, though, there's a couple of things that I want to do. So, first of all, I do want to say, I had a bit of time flying through the cold night sky to cool down a little bit. Goose, I do want to apologize for yelling at you, and Rudy and Nana as well. This has been a very stressful trip for me for many reasons, and I just want us to be successful and go home and be safe and have this whole... This has been far more than I signed up for, this adventure. Let's go back to our small jobs where it's good pay and, easy winnings, like... I'm sorry I blew up at you.
But didn't you want to go down as in the books as Gerald, the wizard, the great, like someone that's made something of themselves?
Hmm?
Don't you want to be someone who's made like a name where people will go, Oh yes, Gerald the wizard was amazing wizard, and
Well, if I'm honest, Arthur, I'd like the only name I want is one that causes people not to attack me. So in that respect, I seek power purely just so that I don't get bothered. More than anything.
I respect that. I really do.
I think I can understand, Gerald, exactly where you're coming from. I really do, mate. I really, really do. How about, because obviously, our next adventure or pathway. I mean, we've got to help Goose out.
Oh, of course.
We can't ignore Goose's swan in distress. That has to be dealt with. But how about? And I think and he looks at Arthur and Goose and goes, making sure, and Nana and going like, as long as everyone agrees, maybe we could let you decide the next task if you want to keep performing tasks with the guild with us. That is. How about we let you pick the next one?
No, I couldn't. That's no. I don't want that responsibility, Rudy. That's far too much pressure.
All right, fine. We will find the nearest crypt and delve its secrets.
I don't want to.
The nearest safest
here,
crypt
Rudy.
and delve its
Wait, no one else
valuable
wants to...
but safe secrets.
But the markings of the bones, like, we could learn so much about how these people died and how I could prevent that from happening to you guys.
I would.
Rudy.
No, we don't need something so complicated.
Rudy,
I know what you need, Gerald. I know what you need.
Go ahead,
We need
Arthur.
a mighty quest to fight the great beast.
Oh,
we
no.
go together and we
No,
battle
Goose,
the
no,
great
the opposite
monster,
of-
we bring it back as a trophy.
Goose, no, the opposite of that. That sounds like I'll be eaten.
Look, Rudy, not
No,
to pull
trust me.
rank, not to pull rank, Rudy, or anything, but look,
Rank.
we
I smell. No, I don't.
I wasn't going to say
We
anything.
have been fighting. I think
but-
we could all do with a bit of a bath.
we get
Just on that note, I quietly cast Prestidigitation on Rudy.
we,
Oh, wait.
Just give him a bit of a clean off.
yeah,
Roast.
Rudy, you can't really do that, as we get given the tasks from our guild. We don't just do what we want.
Oh. Oh.
That's why we're doing this. They asked us to do this, like every other job.
We were sent on this mission, yes.
Yeah.
Worse than on this mission. I thought this was a special case. Oh, I'm sorry. Fine.
Well, obviously
You
they
know what?
they put the best team together for the job.
I mean,
but,
they did,
like,
didn't they? They did.
But
Did they?
look,
You know what? Let's. Yeah,
I feel like-
we've got a trip. We've got a long trip going back. We can discuss that. When
I
we
feel like there's
get
more
to that,
capable people than me.
Oh, come on, Gerald. What did I just say about your fire flinging skills?
Oh, speaking of which-
what's that pew pew you do all the time? Like, I don't know. It's amazing.
That's-
You go bam, bam, bam. It's fantastic.
Yes, it's pew. Yes, pew pew. Something, yeah, something like that. As far as your undead problem, I did have a thought. If we end up having to deal with it, as long as they're not actively aggressive towards us, as long as they're down in the hole, I did think that if we just, set up shop there, I could throw a couple of fireballs down the hole. We have a little rest for an hour. I throw another 2 fireballs down the hole. Have another little rest for an hour. Throw another 2 fireballs down the hole. You see where I'm going with this?
yeah, I see where you're going. But what if there's more things than fireballs?
Then we
and
flee
Then
hurriedly.
I'll
We get the hell out of there, is what we do, Arthur.
Well, I mean, Gerald, we can do more than just fireballs. I mean, if I have a bit of rest, I can certainly hit a few more home runs if you want.
Well, I'm thinking about doing it from the safety of an elevated position and just shooting the fish in the barrel.
Not that I want to go simple and non-magical on you guys, but
I mean,
alcohol
feel free to
is
fire
alcohol
arrows.
is flammable, is it not?
This is true.
And you've got giants here that would probably drink a lot, right?
Are you thinking of some sort of flaming oil flask or alchemist's fire or something?
Look, I something on that sort of lines there, yes.
Well, it sounds like we've got some options, but hopefully we don't have to deal with it, because it's not... honestly, I'd just like to get home and then help Goose with his friend and then beyond better, less ground-shattering things.
Arthur wants to sort of start going towards the bed.
Oh,
sort of.
Did any of the rest of you, before we go to sleep, did any of the rest of you had things you want identified?
Oh, look, I've got this double scythe.
Oh, you took that nasty scythe that you had. Very well.
Look, I don't know if it's magical as to say, but
I mean, did you see the boils? That was awful.
No, I was more on the other end of fighting that big meatball.
I got close enough to see Goose.
I got those boils. I had them. They were awful.
Don't remind me, Goose.
But you know, if you want to look at it, you can if you like, just to make sure I'm not going to get boils.
Yes, and I don't want you to be contagious if you get them. So, if there's anything anyone wants me to check, put it down here. Oh, and Goose, the armor that I took off our masked friend is a little bit in disrepair. Would you, by any chance, I know you're quite the keen leather worker, is it possible for you to patch up some of these holes and make it a little bit more serviceable again? I don't think it needs too much work.
Oh, of course, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. And I hand her the bad guy's armor.
Yeah, and as you all settle down and Gerald gets ready with these items, everyone starts to settle down a little bit. We're gonna go on a quick little break, and when we get back, Cuddly should be ready to join us.
Yay!
Arthur Orblet's gonna ask Gerald, can you just move over a little bit, please?
Oh, of course.
Sorry, I was just trying to deal with like internet issues that whole time. Like, I think my stream went down at some point.
Oh. That's
well, I'm gonna be right back. Maybe a minute.
All right.
Okay. I'm gonna chill out here. I've got my tea. I've still got my water.
I'm gonna chill out with you, Denny.
Yeah, we'll chill out. We'll drink tea and have Anzac Bicky.
Woo!
I'm at that stage where it's like Anzac Day has been and gone. Now it's the 3 months of making nothing but Anzac biscuits because it's so easy to make.
They're pretty good.
And I always have the ingredients on hand, except I always forget butter every so often.
I always forget how good Anzac biscuits actually are until I have one again. I'm like, man, these are actually really good.
They're bomb. They're amazing.
Yeah, right. What's actually in them? Like, what's the recipe, Denny? For those at home who may not even know what Anzac Day is, let alone a biscuit.
So Anzac biscuits are just they're made specifically for non-perishables in your pantry because it's got to survive the trip all the way over to the war zone. So it's a cup and a half of flour, a cup of rolled oats. Not just like regular oats. Half a cup of sugar. About a third of a cup of coconuts.
Heading in this D&D majam.
I hear a Cuddly.
Oh my god! She's on the way.
She's on the way.
Oh, not in the chat.
That's Cuddly coming through the
She's through the Discord.
Yeah.
That's one way.
So for everyone at home, Cuddly doesn't know that we can actually hear her at the moment, most likely.
As long as you can.
I bet you she doesn't even have her headphones on.
Probably not, no. She's not even muted on the Discord either, so we're going to have to tell her that when she gets in.
Exactly.
But yeah, mix all those dry stuff together. Then you melt some butter and golden syrup together. Mix up some bicarb soda and some warm water. Add that to the butter maple syrup mix.
Nice.
Then add that to your dry. Mix it all together. Roll them up into some balls and chuck them in the oven. Well, flatten them out on the baking tray a bit first.
Yeah. That golden syrup, that's that taste that I sort of identify with it, I think.
What's that?
That golden syrup taste.
The golden syrup, yeah. And I've tried it with I've tried golden syrup, maple syrup, and treacle is actually quite nice. If you want a deeper goldeny flavor.
Right.
Alrighty, I'm so sorry, guys. I'm back. We just got a bit of a raid.
Welcome back.
Good.
So,
Cuddly!
Yay! It's Nana!
Yay!
Type in all chats for the cuddly raptor.
Could I get a quick sound off from everybody, because I've just got a couple of new people in chat who are asking who we're playing, what are we playing, how are we playing.
Bye,
Cuddly Raptor. So Josie, do you mind introducing yourself first, and then we can go from there?
Do we wait for Cuddly to settle in?
We can wait for Cuddly to pop in.
Oh, don't forget to mute yourself on Discord. And unmute in the group chat.
All the mutes.
Mute the Discord.
You got it.
Are we?
Nice. No, you haven't
Give
got
us a
it.
sound check. Give us a
Turn
sound
on the
check.
microphone.
What? Oh,
There
me.
you go. There you go.
Yeah, Cuddly.
Hi.
Mute yourself in
Mute the
Discord. There you go.
It wouldn't be
Okay.
D&D without the technical
Sorry, I couldn't actually hear you guys. So
No,
if
because
you
we're all
were,
muted in
like,
Discord.
my thing wasn't coming through.
There you go.
Well,
Yeah.
perfect timing. We've
Perfect
been asked
timing.
to do a quick recap of introductions
Hold
through
on, I'm gonna
right on
quickly-
Ozzy's end.
I'm gonna see if
Oh.
I can. I'm just gonna see if I can turn on video again and see if one video at a time actually allows my internet to run.
No.
There we go.
Fingers
All right, so
crossed.
now we can see people.
Impossible.
Alrighty,
Nice.
sound off.
Let's do the laps. Hello, I'm Josie Poser. I'm running this game. I'm the benevolent dungeon mistress. I am the always benefic. I am kind. I'm generous. And to my
This is
right
all
over
true.
here,
Please
we've
don't
got
hurt
the wettest orb.
I am Wettest Orb, or people know me as Arthur Orbit the Third in the game. I am a menace to the group. I'm a bard / archer. Well, I'm an archer that pretends to be a bard. And then I'm going to go over to Denimation.
Yes, I am Denimation. I play the mighty Das Goose, the human barbarian who pretends to be a goose.
Wait, what?
He wears
Why is everyone pretending to be other things?
His cloak mainly consists of like the mighty dire goose that he killed protecting his township of Mulmurin. He wears it upon himself like a what are they called? Like a toga and a trophy. But yeah, he cries out a mighty honk as he swings his mighty great axe into battle.
So much
And
money.
I shall pass this one on to the Roju.
Oh, hello. I'm Roju from the Channel Participation Award. I'm playing Gerald, who is definitely not a warlock and is definitely actually a wizard, because it says so on his hat, if you're not sure.
That's true.
And yeah, he's a very timid human boy who has bursts of not being so timid. Yeah, but he's trying his best, and you know, sometimes that's what counts.
It's not even asking.
And yeah, I will pass it on to the recently joining us, Cuddly Raptor.
Hi, I'm Cuddly. I'm a real life ranger. And I'm legitimately late because of a kangaroo. I
Not a
play
joke.
That's such a
Nana
ranger
Not a
thing.
joke. We have pictures.
Yeah.
This is not a joke.
Australia.
I play Nana Malamora, the druid gnome granny, and she thinks she can cure everyone with food. And you know what? She can. And I'll pass it on to Ozzy Devro. Last but certainly not least.
Ah, never least, and certainly last. Wait, hang on, that came out all wrong. Let's run that.
You want to be
hello, guys.
last.
Always. Wait, no, I should stop speaking. I'm Ozzy Defro. I'm playing Rudy Magic Hands McGee, the party's
Fingers.
cleric.
Nice.
No, quiet you. Magic Hands McGee, the party's cleric, and it's essentially my responsibility to make sure that these guys all stay alive. Not himself. He loves throwing himself into danger, but the rest of the party, they need a tune up every now and then.
Much like he
And to
passed himself
give-
across a gorge.
To give, before we jump back in after our quick little break, to give the Cuddly, who is
Yes, please.
The ketchup.
the ketchup.
Yep,
We're
delicious
gonna
ketchup.
have the ketchup.
Ketchup?
Give
We
it a
must have the
sauce.
ketchup.
Gets it?
Oh no!
Don't heard that.
Yes.
Yeah, no, we all heard it.
The party eventually made their way back to the city. Arthur and Gerald, zooming through the night on Horse and Broom. Sounds like a great name for a bar.
The Horse and Broom?
Ooh,
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Come on, Gerald, we can do
Like
this.
that?
Yeah, I think we've got our next thing sorted.
They talked to the guards. They talked to the guard captain. Sent message to the Midwinter Council. Some rangers were contacted to keep an eye out, and you were all pretty much told to go back to your rooms and wait.
Oh,
Go to sleep.
did
were
they
sent to your
really?
rooms.
Mm-hmm.
I, for one, will not stand for this. I will lay down and sleep for it. But
Alright.
all right.
Then Arthur did have an awkward, but yet very funny situation with Madame Tuss again. He had to hand over a letter to Madame Tusk, and Madame Tusk asked if there was anything else, and well, Arthur went, "Wow," and yeah, it was turned down.
Got shut down. Yeah.
Hey, it's okay. Madame Tusk is a love it and leave it kind of lady, and we love that. No strings attached, no tie downs. Good for her.
Just here to have some fun.
Arthur's not looking for a label.
Exactly. You know what? Arthur
Yeah.
has a lot of options out there. There's a lot of fish in the sea. There's a lot of mini ice worms in the ice.
And I mean, elves live for a long ass time.
yeah,
So
like you're fine.
Why not sample the cuisine from around the continent?
Now you said that, Danny. I think Arthur
Sample the
will.
cuisine!
I think Arthur will.
Honestly, that is something that Nana can get behind, but I think we're talking about different things. So, yeah. Anyway, thank you for the update.
Can
I love
we
it.
go on?
Yes.
I humbly request we move on.
and Arthur and Gerald also like finally made a bit of a bridge mending attempt between the two of them.
It was
as
a
well.
very sweet.
Oh yeah,
They did-
It was.
they did
I'm
have
gonna
a
have to
moment.
watch the VOD.
And there was an
That's
incredibly
really
awkward hug at the end.
just think of Step Brothers.
Nana
Maybe
would
where
have
they're like,
approved. Nana would have been all for it.
You know what? Nana is all for it, especially the hug.
Yeah. Getting back to, I believe Gerald wanted to, before going to bed,
Yes,
identify
all the stuff that we just got. Basically,
I will say the scythe does seem completely mundane, except for the fact that it
interesting.
has twin blades.
except for the fact that it's fucking
Sweet.
rad.
Yeah, hella rad.
Arthur would like to get that back from Gerald, just to
of
make
course.
sure.
I mean,
Friggin'
it's
tug
like,
of war
well,
over
it's
here.
not magical. I guess it was just to the person themselves, but seems like a very functional weapon. You know.
I think it's a goddamn awesome
It
weapon.
does look pretty cool, and I'm glad I did not get sliced by it.
Stands it up next to Nana for like just measurement height.
Just be a little careful. I know, Gerald, you said it was completely mundane, but I did. I have a bit of a.
It's
I
absolutely mundane.
It is. You sure?
Not a scrap of magic in
I
it.
could have sworn
It was
never
all.
mind, it's okay.
It was all him.
It was all him. Maybe we could ask. Oh. Speaking of things we found. Hey, Gerald, can you identify this ring as well? And
Oh,
Rudy
of course.
flips him the ring.
Sure. What does this ring look like?
It does look like braided golden bands with a tiny aquamarine set into it.
Lovely.
It
All
looks
right.
pretty. If you take the time to identify
Set up the ritual.
it, it as well seems to be mundane, but well crafted, probably worth a hefty sum.
Not magical, but very
Let's
good
seal
make.
off the dead guy.
Probably worth
We
a
did.
bit of money. A dead bad guy,
I
which
took
is
the eye of the meatball too.
completely
Nana,
within our rights.
Thank you, Gerald. And Rudy puts on the ring, for safekeeping, of course.
Of course.
This will be for group funding, I assume.
Yeah, of course. We'll keep it, keep it within.
You want a
know,
bit of
on one's
bling,
person.
Rudy.
Oh yeah, I mean, look, where's the harm? Although,
Arthur, Arthur wants to get excited for a second because he remembers what else Rudy has and starts
Yeah,
doing the whole slapping on the arm sort of thing.
Yeah. Arthur, we're getting to it. So,
So
Gerald,
while this is going on, Darkskus would like to take out his great axe and compare it to the scythe as well that Arthur's holding up next to Nana Malvora. To compare sizes.
And Nana reminds everyone that size doesn't matter.
I think size matters to Goose, though.
Oh, it absolutely matters to Goose.
Like, everything about Goose is just, like, the biggest.
Probably
Like,
matters to
like
Madame
I
Tusk
honk,
as well.
I get bigger weapons. Go- It's all about that. It's all about that growth, you know.
Yeah. I'm feeling there would have been, a couple of extra rounds, but maybe Arthur doesn't have it where it counts.
Hey, hang on.
Hey, Josie, what rolls for that?
Yeah, Arthur wants to roll for that.
Now, Arthur, not everything is a competition.
It is when Arthur and Goose are concerned.
Oh no.
No.
I can't see Josie because she's not making any sounds. I can't see.
She just looks so disappointed at us.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm so
sorry,
happy
Josie.
the trick we made for that. That was so great.
But yes.
Okay. Okay, Gerald, do you promise not to freak out about identifying this next item?
I mean, I identify it so that I don't freak out about the items.
Excellent. Well, Gerald, do you mind?
No, tell him first, Rudy.
Yeah.
You
Don't
mind
just
giving
pull
us
it
a
out.
hand?
Just
Damn it, Nana! I was just about to make that joke, and Rudy pulls out the arm.
Oh,
That's the quick.
you had me all wound up there, Rudy. This thing's armless.
Oh, I think I saw it.
That one
God damn
falling.
I don't know how many puns you've made in the last.
none.
So, for those of you who have come into the channel recently across all the chats, so we have what's called the Punishment Panther that will attack our party if we say too many puns. It's attacked us once, and I think it's going to attack us again at some point very, very soon.
I mean,
but only Josie knows.
It will happen
Rudy, could you
inevitably.
identify the punishment people that keep using all the punishment points?
Oh, yeah, so I
don't know
believe
what
it
you're
is.
talking about.
Lovely
It is.
alliteration,
I mean,
by the way.
I'm pretty sure that
It could be anyone,
that
really.
Orb is the one who has triggered a fair amount of puns. Just saying.
It's yeah, definitely.
Yeah, definitely Orb.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
only
definitely Orb.
remember Arthur ever making or ever
I
making
mean-
puns. So
I mean, some pretty compelling evidence is the fact that Arthur could have died the last time the Punishment Panther came up. You took a lot of damage, and who
And
knows what the mechanics are? It could be that it deals more damage the more puns you do. I mean, that's
Arthur made no
I'm
puns.
not.
About the quality of the pun.
Might I say, Nana didn't take any damage except from, herself.
yeah, I only took self-inflicted damage as well.
That's why Arthur's getting on the puns now, because he took too much damage last time not to enjoy these puns.
I love it.
Okay. Now,
Anyway,
if
yes.
everyone is settled down. Gerald, can you identify this arm, please? Because it's not
Is
quite
it
organic.
still wiggling? Is it still got the wiggly bits?
As
Well-
you put it down, you open the blanket. It does at first glance just looks like an arm, but it's definitely made of some sort of metallic. There's some sort of synthetic materials, and it has almost like someone. It does look like muscle tissue, but made out of metal. And that's then covered with some sort of translucent, synthetic, very thin material.
Right.
And as you put it down, it
very
it looks pretty inanimate. But then, as a moment later, just a moment later, like a dozen tiny little wrigglies come out of where it would connect to his shoulder. It's just like looks
like
it
feeling
almost looks
about.
like when someone pushes like dough out through one of those tiny little
A
mills.
little Play-Doh thing. It's like Play-Doh worms.
Oh,
Wriggling.
Josie, why?
Yeah, they just come out and start wriggling around.
Great.
Like, oh.
The arm itself doesn't move. It's only those parts.
It's like
The arm is completely inanimate.
it's like fear, curiosity, disgusting, curiosity again. Like, all right, I've never seen anything like it. Let me give it a look.
That's why I thought you'd find it such intrigue, of such intrigue, because I have no fucking idea what it is.
Where did you? And as I'm sort of setting up the ritual, where did you find this, Rudy?
It was inside the no longer forbidden meatball's mouth.
Pauses the ritual, casts prestidigitation, and cleans
I
it
hadn't
off.
thought you would do that, Gerald. I thought
Casts
about
it again, cleans his hands off. Okay, right. Now that that's done, continue. Set up the ritual, identify.
What are the limitations of the identify spell?
I will
what
tell you exactly
does
what
it
it
do?
says. It's the good shit. You choose one object that you must touch throughout the casting of the spell. If it is a magic item or some other magic imbued object, you learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. If you instead touch a creature throughout the casting, you learn what spells, if any, are currently affecting it.
Okay.
It's pretty boss.
It's pretty boss, but it does have some plot holes, or well, some loopholes.
I mean, when the
I don't like how
DM's
she said
concerned,
plot
there's
holes.
loopholes in everything.
But here's
What do we
you're
learn?
casting, as you're looking over the arm, pretty much using your book, writing down your own theories, your hypotheses, and as you're writing, the ink gets absorbed into the pages. New ideas present themselves just by auto-writing on the page. And did Cuddly just hydrate for everyone?
Yes.
Is that what happened?
Everyone's just drinking quietly, like, all right, Cuddly, you see
Never.
what's going on. Thanks for that H2. Oh, yeah.
So, everyone go over to Cuddly now and
Chuck it to hydrate.
Moisten that girl.
Back to the arm.
sorry.
I really want to know what this arm is. Come on.
Yes, so
Yeah.
do I.
As you're writing, you're thinking, you're going through, you're having almost like an academic conversation with the Book of Shadows itself. As you're writing down your own ideas and thoughts, you're describing it to the book, pretty much, and you get feedback. You learn that it's an arm, and it definitely has trace magic. There's a minute amount of trace magic of evocation, necromancy, transmutation, but there's no actual spells involved, and you find that to use the arm, you attach it to a shoulder.
That's amazing.
Do you tell
All
Rudy
right.
this?
So is it actually like, is it magic imbued, or is it like?
You find out it seems that it does have magic permeating it, but it very faint, and the focus of the magic seems to be at the connection to the shoulder where the Wrigley's are. They seem to be moving through magical means.
So what are the properties of this item then?
That if you attach it to a shoulder, it can move.
It becomes an arm. Okay.
It becomes an arm.
All right.
It's an arm.
That was very
and-
cheeky. I thought we were gonna get more than that. That was very cheeky.
Yeah, and so no spells are affecting it. Was it created by a spell?
No.
Interesting. Okay. Would you have to be like without a natural arm for this to be functional, or could you just stick it on your shoulder of an existing arm and have a third arm?
Only one way to find out.
I mean, I would know its properties and how to use it, right? With identify, so
You attach it to a shoulder.
just a
That's
shoulder.
its properties.
Has Gerald told us these things?
Not
I
yet.
mean,
I'm just trying to like define
yes,
what exactly I
you
know.
would suspect it works as a prosthetic limb.
Yeah. To replace an existing limb, right?
Yes.
Right.
Or a lost limb.
Yes, but not necessarily that you could have a third limb.
No, because it seems to need a solid connection. It
Yeah,
seems these little Wrigglies are pretty much like nerve connectors.
That's kind of what I had guessed. Cool. All right.
Yes.
Arthur is still going to be stupid and pick up
So-
the arm and go.
No, we just
God,
talked
Gerald
about
hasn't said
this.
anything yet, Arthur.
Oh,
I
sorry.
haven't
I
told
thought
you
you
anything.
Come on. Jumping the gun.
Yes.
Sorry.
Hey,
Your orb is showing.
your orb is
Your orb
showing.
is showing.
First of all, I haven't said anything. Second of all, we literally just talked about this. Okay, so Gerald was like, unusual. There are traces of magic, yet without any spells having been cast somehow. There is a... Essentially, it seems to just be a functional prosthetic arm, for lack of a better term. So, I mean...
I assumed as such, because it's not quite alive, but it's not...
It's not alive. It is artificial.
Yeah,
it's
it
quite
is artificial.
It's sort of much like a. It's much like a. I would put it akin to like a golem. Except golems you animate with spells, whereas this apparently not. Identify would have told me any spells that had been used in its creation, or that are currently affecting it. But it seems that whatever is enchanting it is beyond such things. But simply enough, if you lose an arm, you could stick this on, and these little wigglies would attach it, anchor it to you, and allow you to have a new arm.
How big is this arm compared to Nana? I'm just wondering if I'm safe.
It looks very slim, very slender, very athletic and lean. But it does look like it's made for a medium-sized creature.
That's
Nana.
Just imagine. Nana
Nana's
looks like
just
this
looking
one
at it.
normal arm.
It's
and
like
then just-
one
I'll
freaking
keep my
huge
limb.
arm. Amazing. So I don't think. Well, I mean, certainly none of us can make any use of this, but
I mean,
I think it's definitely esoteric enough for it to be worth some, I would say.
Oh, I don't know. I'm kind of.
What are you planning on hacking off your own arm, Rudy? Like,
oh no!
Well, then we don't have a use for it.
No.
I mean,
it's you can't deny
it's fascinating, absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it worth more money.
From a spiritual perspective, and like studying death and studying life, I suppose as well.
This is neither of those things. It's neither alive nor dead. It's a golem.
It's something in between, Gerald. It's something else.
No, it's just magic.
I mean, who's to say you can't put it on the top of your shoulder and it still works?
This is just arcane. I can sense the traces.
You just want another axe. Goose.
I can
Sit
sense the traces
fuck
of the
down.
arcane energy.
I could wheel all three at once.
You cannot.
Actually, could you imagine us having a Swiss Army goose?
I'd be okay with that.
That'd be so cool.
Look, if we find
at the end of the campaign, Goose. No, yeah, Goose is just fucking the robot general.
Just arms for days. Yeah.
Kenobi.
Oh my god.
General Gooseness.
Please.
Kenobi.
No, General
Hello,
Geeseness.
General Kenobi. Oh my god.
JC, you need to make a Kenobi character.
Who's to say Josie hasn't, and this is one of their arms?
Yeah.
We're already trying to get the goose Hydra. We don't need to put more pressure on it.
Oh god.
Well,
oh my god.
I guess the moral of the story is that cursed meatballs can't digest prosthetic metal arms, I guess, is the moral of this story.
Okay, it's been pointed out to me, and I need to point it out because I so rarely make puns. Swiss Army Goose. I didn't realize I made it. I didn't realize I made it.
You know if you make a pun.
No, I didn't. I was purely thinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't count because it's not an intentional pun.
I know.
But these other people, you know who I'm looking at. You all know what it's like to make a pun.
No.
You know.
What's that like?
I've never.
Cuddly, do you know what that's like? I've never
I
felt
wouldn't
that.
begin to know.
I don't know where to start with that emotion.
Hobbits is good for those puns, though.
Yeah.
One last
The
thing.
shaking of the head of Josie is
Just,
for everyone.
just in regards to Dungeons and Dragons, I would also like to just check whether the armor was at all magical as well.
The armor is not.
That's fine.
Wow, this guy was basic as nothing else.
Yeah,
It was all his just
very
personal
tough,
power.
all his own juice.
And still killed you, Ruby.
Yeah.
No,
What about?
No, hold on. Like,
Do you know how to
Rudy
cast
did a-
ice, Nana?
Yeah, let me get some of that non-melting ice for you. Ruby.
He's gonna need a lot of it.
You're gonna need the burn unit coming in.
okay, I just want to clear the air. He didn't kill me.
What did
The
happen?
scythe did. And Goose.
Oh.
Are you trying to make a?
It was nasty, wasn't it?
Are you trying to make like the opposite of a guns don't kill people, people kill people argument?
Okay, I'm not getting political there. We're staying within D&D. I'm not
He
getting
didn't kill me. His scythe
No,
did.
no, I don't. I really don't want that discussion.
Blame
He
Starting
ran
point.
into my knife 10 times off.
Exactly.
What's our
Yeah.
safe word again? What's our safe word again?
Oh, we have one?
I run
Can't
straight.
remember.
I ran straight into that scythe voluntarily. Damn it.
Yeah.
No. Okay. Cool.
moving on,
What about
yeah.
the mask?
The mask also does not seem to be magical.
Okay. Was there anything else that I'm forgetting that you guys picked up?
You have the eyeball.
The eyeball.
You want to
Arthur's
make the eyeball?
I don't think creature parts would be like enchanted items per se. I mean, it'd have magical properties just because it's an eye of a beholder, but
Arthur's gonna.
it's not something we could use
just talk it up
necessarily, right?
anyway.
Yeah, could be
I'm
worth
assuming you gave
preserving to
Rudy
sell.
the arm back.
I mean, if Rudy wants it, yeah.
Oh yeah, Rudy will hang on to it. He wants to look more into it. It's fascinating.
Can the arm be a weapon?
I mean,
Jesus.
your
I
your
mean,
own
anything
arm
could be a
can
weapon
be a
if you want it to
weapon.
be.
Can one of the moves be bitch slap?
You want to like wield the
I just
arm
want to
as
wield the arm
And we'll call it giving a hand.
and like sucker punch and like backhand, and that'll be like I'm just.
I mean,
just
anything's a
throwing
weapon
out.
if
I'm
you're
spitballing
imaginative
here,
enough.
You know.
I mean, if someone falls down a hole and we need to get him up and we don't have the rope, you can
Fun. See?
literally double your
Extension
arm
of-
length. You know, extension
Literally,
arm.
this is such a
Lend a
good.
hand.
Yeah, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we can control it though without actually having it attached to a thing. I'm pretty sure it has to be like actually.
Details for in the moment.
Details.
Gerald, don't
Josie
worry
will
about it.
tell us. Cross the bridge when we come to it.
Yeah.
I will say it seems rigid, almost like I hate the comparison, but like a Barbie arm. You can move it, and it sticks in the position
I
you put it
love
to.
this comparison. This is
Mhm.
So yes, if you made it flip the bird, it would keep doing it until readjusted.
Nice.
Rudy, at that realization, wraps it up and puts it back away. Yep, the arm is away.
Nana would never. Cuddly.
Very tempted to go grab my anatomic hand right now.
All right. Well, I guess that's if that's everything, and none of it is magical, sadly. I guess we should pack it in for the night.
Get some sleep.
Get some much deserved sleep. Absolutely.
Oh, and Goose, just let me know when you're done with the armor, whenever that is. Just no
Oh
rush.
yeah, how long is that going to take to repair?
I mean, it could take a handful of hours throughout this. If you've been sitting and just working on it, it wouldn't take much longer.
Okay.
It's just making sure that the studs are, like, some of the broken studs are refitted, making sure some of the patches, because it is studded leather armor, so there are like patches, ribbons of leather that you would maybe have to like remove, switch out, but it's patchwork. It's not like having to remake an entire set of armor.
Okay. So yeah, whilst we're talking, I'll be repairing it, and Goose would be too like. He's got too much adrenaline going through him to really go to sleep straight away, so he'll probably be taken first.
Be a good
But we don't
calming
need to take
activity.
watch or anything because we're at the hotel.
No, we're at the hotel.
You
We're
never know. Madam Tusk might be coming through that door. We need to know.
Well, if that's the case,
I do.
Arthur's always on watch.
I do set. You don't need to. No, I set alarm around the room.
Okay. All right. Well, he might stay up a little bit late, but he'll eventually fall.
And it'll be an audible alarm as well. It'll allow our party members through, but no one else.
And
Yeah, Goose will use the. Oh, sorry. He'll use like the repairing as an opportunity to just kind of take his mind off of everything and eventually get tired enough to fall asleep.
Yeah. And you're all settling down. You try to get as comfy as possible. You realize how exhausted you actually are from the events, from the trek in the snow, the battle. Some of you, your dreams are racked with reliving some of the events in there. Some of you maybe dream of George and his attitude.
Arthur's.
And Goose, as you're staying up a little bit later, as you're about to fall asleep yourself, you would notice Gerald tossing and turning, sweating in his sleep. Gerald.
Yeah.
You are sitting in a lecture hall,
Oh.
frantically taking notes. You have an exam. You have to study. There's no time for anything.
Oh
Not this dream. Not this dream.
You're looking around. You're frantically trying to outdo all the other students. You're convinced that you're going to fail. Everyone is going to outperform you. But it's only you in the entire lecture hall. But you're convinced that you need to be the top scorer.
It's all over for you, Gerald.
And
it's all downhill from here.
You see, there's a figure standing at the blackboard, also frantically writing, erasing, and you're trying your damnedest to keep up with whatever's been putting down on the board. There's magical theory. There's going through all the different elements, the different schools of magic. You're trying your darnest to go through all of this, and you at the same time you have your book, and as you're writing in the book, the ink goes away, and instead, like, egregious messages keeps popping up back at you, insults at yourself when you write down the formula, and all of a sudden it says you smell. and
What a nightmare.
What a great book.
Tell me he's got no pants on.
He's got pants on. And you can hear
No!
your hat is whispering at you constantly. You can hear your hat go, Gerald.
I'm trying to concentrate. I need to pass this test.
And as you're writing, you realize that you just keep sweating. It's so hot in here. It's getting very warm. And as you look up, the teacher, which was just an unambiguous figure, just a silhouette, all of a sudden you can see the teacher is on fire. The blackboard is on fire. All of the seats around you are on fire with burning silhouettes of people, and everyone is staring at you. And you see the teacher's face turn to Leonin, feline looking. The fire turns into a massive mane.
As like everything catches on fire, though, what I want to try and do is actually, for the first time, use the monsoon curtain ability, and try and put and try with the idea to put out the fires.
So as you're sitting there, everything starts burning.
And I'm like, no time for this.
Yeah, and as you tug on the hat, out of the hat, smoke. No, not smoke. Cloud. You see, it takes the form, at first, of just this thick plume that comes out of your hat, almost like elongating it, and it takes the form of a serpent. As it opens its mouth, yellow reddish eyes. It splits, looking like it has got 3 different necks, like a cobra, with hollowed out portions in its flare. And it opens its own mouth as it stretches forward, and then it just dissipates back into an elongated plume of smoke, cloud, and rain starts falling all around you.
Violent rain.
Violent rain pours down on you. You keep writing, and now your ink is getting smudged. And while you're trying to write, it's just coming down on you.
It was already calling me names anyway.
Keep taking notes as the teacher slams a hand on the blackboard and says, "Gerald, time is running out." And you see just numbers starting to tick down like a counter on the blackboard, and you wake up.
Is today the test?
Lying next to you is your book, and you know you put it away before going to bed.
Is it open or is it closed?
It looks closed.
And I remember this dream pretty clearly still.
Yes, you would. And you do feel very soaked, and there's definitely like a puddle of water around your bed. You realize,
Jesus
Christ. No, the entire bed. You realize that you probably summoned the monsoon curtain inside the room around yourself.
Was everyone fucking
sleeping
soaked?
Did Taskers notice this?
It's like
time, please. But yeah, as you're sitting up, you do realize there's like a light drizzle coming down on you, and there is a cloud above you in the ceiling of the room.
It's like a 1 minute downpour that's 5 feet thick and 30 feet long. Like
it seems like the most of the effect happened inside the dream.
Oh, okay, cool. Cool. Right. So in my dream, the book that I was writing in, do I sort of in hindsight realize that it was the Book of Shadows that I was writing in?
Yes.
Right. Then I sort of pick it up in that kind of like just freshly out of a dream, and reality in the dream is still kind of a little bit wee-woo, and kind of like open it to the page that I was writing on in the dream.
As you start flipping through it, you notice there's nothing on the page you were writing, but there was something new on the very first page of the book.
Oh.
Where usually there's just this one brand of a fireplace and 2 pikes.
Mm-hmm.
There was something.
Oh, what is the something?
As you flip back through the first page, you realize that there's an ever-changing text that reads 722 58 05 04 03 01 0 59 58 57. Looks like a continuous countdown.
Oh. Okay, so what's the actual number?
This is fine.
Like round it off without
days.
the seconds.
Oh, days.
700 days.
Yeah.
And it looks like and 22 hours currently,
2
and it's
years.
in the middle of the night.
Fine. It's fine, guys.
Oh god.
Fine.
I look at this and I go,
Oh god.
sort of like staring at it for a little while, like.
It's fine. Nana will be dead in 2 years. It's fine.
Wow.
It's fine.
Just gonna close that.
just gonna
Close it.
I'm
I
just
close it.
gonna
I'm like,
kill off my character so she doesn't have to deal with the repercussions.
I
of
close
this
it like, no,
fucking
no,
book,
no.
Okay.
No. That's absolutely silly. Open the book again and the number's still there, I assume.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, and as you're doing that, the cloud above is dissipating, like ever so slowly.
Mhm.
And instead you feel warm in your pocket. There is the pearl that you got from Nadia. It feels like it's or almost like emanating heat right now.
Oh, I pull it out and have a look at it.
It has another faint hairline crack in it.
Oh no. Remembering something that was mentioned before, and now that I'm sort of waking up and I'm looking at it, and I sort of, the dots are starting to sort of connect here. I will do a ritual casting of Identify again, but I'm going to be focusing on the fishes that are apparently in this pearl, that are apparently not actual physical cracks from what I remember last time.
Yeah, it's like you couldn't feel it on the outside.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, you cannot feel them.
Yeah,
the cracks.
So
if you want to cast Identify.
Yeah, I want to cast Identify and focus in and touching the fishes specifically.
You get it. You cast the Identify, even though you're trying to focus on the fissures, you just get back that it's a pearl, but it's almost like the book tries to tell you something, but it just says it's a pearl. It's a pearl, but you can definitely see there's something more to it, and it's like the spell is trying to reach deeper in, but it can't penetrate through the pearl. It's like it's almost like if you would try to identify the contents of a box without opening the box.
Right. Oh. No.
I badly want Cuddly to play a violent character one day.
Yes! I would love to see that.
Nah, Josie, we've already got one person self-playing, so...
I'm not violent.
You're a super violent dinosaur.
Anything else you want to do?
I don't know if there's anything else I can do at this point. And I heard the voice of my hat in the dream as well, right?
You heard it saying your name,
yeah,
but you did recognize the voice of whoever was standing at the podium of the lecture hall. You've heard the voice before.
Oh, so the voice saying my name wasn't the hat; it was the.
Well, the hat was the voice in the dream going just Gerald.
Yeah.
But it was also in your dream there was someone standing by the podium, the blackboard in the lecture hall, and they are the ones who told you you were running out of time.
Right. And now timer. I'm going to like give the brim a little shake and be like, Zakaba, are you cognizant?
Yes.
Obviously, in the appropriate language. Were you... I just had a dream that is definitely not just a dream. And I heard your voice in it. Were you present? Were you aware of what just happened?
I could sense stirring in your mind, and I tried to awake you.
I appreciate the assist.
I was a bit surprised, though, when you called on my aid in this enclosed space, but I did my best to channel the energies into your dreamscape.
Well, at the time, I wasn't aware that it was really a dream. You know how dreams are. Well, do you know how dreams are? It's a conversation for another time. Do you know anything about this countdown? And I sort of like... I mean, I'm sure, because he can see anyway, so he would have seen what I was, in the book. There's a countdown. A long one, thankfully, but do you...
What are you asking, Gerald? It counts down to the new year 2 years from now.
To the new year? 2 years from now?
Yes.
Is there anything significant about that would Gerald know if there's anything significant about that time, or like historically or lore-wise or anything like that?
Roll an intelligence check, just straight
intelligence. All right.
It's
Anything
the date
above a
that
10.
the party's gonna go off.
The fireworks should be really good that day.
Natural 20, 24.
Hey, nice.
You do recall that just about 2 nights ago, you had a dream where someone claimed that if you did not complete your task within the New Year's of 2 years from now, you too would be sealed and suffer with 1,000.
Oh, I didn't remember that.
Ooh.
Right. All right. So let me just make a note of that. Sealed in suffering with 1,000.
Yeah, it was. It was in the spooky dream.
Yes. When there was one figure who claimed to be speaking for your benefactor.
Yes, I remember that bit, but I didn't remember the sealed in suffering with 1,000 bit. So that's good to remember. Good to know. Good to know. Right. Well, I guess I got a bit of time, so I guess I don't need to deal with this immediately. I'm just going to put the book away for now and thank Skaba for the assist.
Yep.
Zarkaba, I should say.
Zarkaba, yeah.
Do I know what time it is? Do I need to go back to sleep still, or is it like time to be up
everyone
anyway?
else is sound asleep. Doesn't seem like it's been too long since you did go to sleep.
Oh, okay, right. Okay, well then I'll prestidigitate until everything's dry and then go back to sleep.
I like to imagine this whole time Das Goose has just been sitting in the corner. He hasn't quite gone to sleep yet. You see his glowing eyes in the darkness, and he's just like, "You good, buddy?"
Oh, Goose.
He's like doing his knitting.
Like,
Just knitting.
It's like, Goose.
Clothing and tailoring.
Yes.
Cross-stitching.
Should knit as well.
I think I just had a very troubling dream, which may be of consequence in the future. But don't worry yourself over it for now. Thank you for your concern, my friend.
You were tossing and turning a lot, making a lot of noise.
I had a bad dream, Goose. I had a bad dream. It was a weird one. You know how it is sometimes.
Oh yes, I know all about strange dreams.
Yes. Well, we've all had some recently, right? Anyway, I'm going to go back to sleep for now. Perhaps we'll talk about this when it becomes more pressing.
Oh, may you have a better sleep. Better sleep now.
Thank you, Goose. You should get yourself some rest as well.
Soon.
You've had a long day like the rest of us. Don't want getting sick again. Nana will be mad.
I'll finish this off and get to sleep.
You all find yourself asleep eventually. You get your long rest, and anyone, the druid and cleric, you may have a gander at your spells if there's anything you want to change.
Yes, Rudy has added Speak with the Dead. There was another one he was supposed to add, but I can't quite remember which one.
Gentle Repose.
Gentle Repose, thank you. I was going to ask that when we took it.
Nice.
Gentle Repose. Okay, where was that?
So Arthur wants to get up before everyone and go up to Madame Tusk's
Oh my god.
little kiosk. Just sort of standing there, just on the desk, just looking at it all.
Yeah, it's well, by the time you wake up and do this, it's like 3-4 a.m. It's dead in here. There's like, eventually, if you just hang around in the open area of the inn, you see some staff comes in. They give you a nod of acknowledgement. Walk into the kitchen. They start working on getting food ready. You can start feeling the heat from the kitchen. You start smelling food. It takes another hour or two before coming out of the office. You see
Can
Madam
Arthur sort of go into the kitchen and go, look, I'm hoping to get some Madam Tusk some breakfast in bed. Any chance you can get me some food ready at all?
Shameless.
And you see the same gnome chef that you saw last night when you went up here. Says, "Look here, pal. I'm not sure what you're trying to do here. Don't get." Puts like a hand on your hand. Tries to reach up and says, "You look like a nice guy, okay?"
I know where this is going. I'm so ready for it.
Yes.
I mean, you look like a nice guy. I hate to see you get hurt. But maybe, you know what? Let me give you a tip, okay? Let me give you a hint here. Madam Tusk, she will let you know what she wants you to know. Don't go. She doesn't want to be chased. She's the one chasing here. You gotta wait for it. You know. You don't want to come across desperate.
Ah, so
play the game,
she
play
likes
hard
to
to get.
hunt. Oh no.
Ooh.
I'm just trying to tell you, pal. I've seen what you're doing here. I noticed things, and I know you got a moment. And you probably had a really good time. And you gotta let her go.
Arthur's now playing hard again.
Oh, no.
Arthur
no.
sort of shakes his hand and goes, thank you so goddamn much. Just sort of grabs. Hopefully there's like
You
a
want any
piece of
bacon?
bacon or a Oh yeah, sure, I will. I'll have some bacon.
Oh no.
Arthur's gonna have some breakfast early.
Yeah. And as everyone is you're having a early breakfast. Everyone eventually comes to. Do we need another quick break? Anyone?
Yes.
I need
Yes.
water because everyone hydrates me.
I will do it again.
Stop hydrating
Never
us.
hydrate
Absolutely
anyone else.
would do
I've
it
never
again.
in my
I need the
life.
exact opposite. I need to get rid of the excess hydration, so I will run to the little frozen room.
Dehydrate.
Yeah.
I won't
Yeah.
lie to you. I don't think I drank enough water today. I think I drank like.
Well, there you go.
200
There's some more
mils
hydration.
in an
Need to
entire
train
day.
the old sea monster.
God damn it, Daddy!
Alrighty. I'll take my guys to a BRB screen for a moment.
Go for it.
I'll be right back.
Whoop. I'm gonna also do that. Ooh, exciting though. I don't like a countdown. Well, Gerald doesn't like a
I'll see you
countdown.
back in a little bit as well.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. God damn it. All right, be right back, folks.
Okay, kindly won't hear me. Fine, I see how it is.
I hear you. Hi, I love you, Denny.
I love you.
Hi, I love you, Denny. Dude, Dice Queen says that gnome totally tapped Madam Tusk and had his little heart broken.
Oh, totally.
I think so. Oh, totally. Don't tell
100%.
Arthur. Don't tell Arthur.
Who's tapping Manon?
Well, no, I didn't hear anything. Get out of my chat.
I could because you were yelling, and I could hear you from my little pedestal here without my headphones on.
Look, the gnome is just looking out
I
for a
would
homie,
never
alright? He's
yell.
been through a lot of pain, and he's
I would
just
never
hoping to
yell.
help
All I do is whisper in a very, very ASMR
Look,
tone.
out. Oh, nice.
If the gnome wants to tap Madam Tusk, Arthur's not going to complain.
Maybe Nana taps Madam Tusk. You don't know.
Mm.
Just kidding. She's ace, but if she wanted to, you know she
Look,
would.
Madam Tusk
just saying.
is a thing and is a
I'm
ride,
just
and-
this is a very aggressive ASMR, Josie. You don't have to listen to it. It's okay. I'm just aggressively ASMRing Orb. It's fine. It's cool.
Orb's liking it. Orb's liking it.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Everyone good?
And I
Yeah.
can hear you once
Yep,
more.
I'm back. I'm good. Yeah.
I'm back.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Sorry about what? What did you do? Why do you feel the need to apologize?
I thought I was the last
did
one
you do?
back.
Hurt you.
I
What
thought I
did
was the
you
last
do?
one back, and I can't see you guys. I can only hear you guys.
Oh, I forgot to. There we go. Thank you. I forgot to. Put the.
Oh,
put the
sorry,
audio
I'm just got
control.
back.
God damn it, Orb. Ah.
Oh. Wow. You all
Wow.
come to, and you all find Arthur is not in the room.
Oh god.
Feel like
What's
Nana
happened to
knows.
Arthur?
Feel like Nana's not gonna touch that. That's Arthur's business.
Daskus isn't too content. He's probably went off to get breakfast early, and Goose will go and join him.
Yeah,
If
breakfast.
he is at breakfast.
Oh,
Breakfast.
breakfast. Yes, please.
Mm.
Just
Wait, did we have dinner?
Rudy's a hungry boy. We didn't
We
have
did.
dinner.
I don't think we did.
Nope.
Did Nana
We had like
cook
half
us
dinner.
something? I guess not. Really.
No,
We're
we
all
did
so
have
tired.
dinner, but
Yeah, because it was as you were finishing up dinner, you were still
Yeah.
just like hanging out in the restaurant when Lena
yeah.
came.
That's
Oh,
Yeah, but
that's
Rudy-
right. Yeah.
Rudy doesn't remember that. Rudy only remembers the events of the battle. So he's like, nah, we didn't have dinner. We gotta go eat. I'm
Go
starving.
get
Like
some food.
really starving. Like
Meatballs.
He did have
Like
a
Supa?
oh,
did have a long
craving-
night.
The most forbidden of meatballs.
Ooh.
Oh.
Arthur's got some for you if you want.
Arthur's forbidden meatballs. No.
I ship it.
We all already shipped it.
Cuddly Raptor, please. There's too many people shipping it.
That-
Actually, there is way too many. I actually got a
There's
DM
way too
today.
many.
That
I
ship
got a
is
DM today.
already
going, "Is
sailed."
Arthur and Rudy a
That-
thing?"
Oh my! It's just it cannot escape it.
Waiting for
Yeah.
the cold on the fan fictions to come out.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah,
No!
I'd love it.
Rudy only has eyes for dead people.
Wow! So now there's necrophilia. Thank you, Josie. Thank you.
No, you went there.
Oh, I know where you were going. We all know where you were going.
I didn't. Well, I wasn't. I'm innocent.
The most innocent of small beans.
The purest of beans.
Such a.
I've never done a not innocent thing in my tiny days
exactly.
of life.
Look, I feel like Nana had a wild youth.
Nah,
Nana had
no.
the wildest of views.
Nana traveled a lot. She had a pretty. I mean, she saw shit
Thank you, Dice Queen. Yes, magic fingers indeed.
with a Z too. So like
With the-
that's pretty.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yep.
You like that?
Okay, what's the plan as you all wake up? You head upstairs. You see Arthur already sitting there, just having food.
Oh well.
Good
I will
morning.
grab food too.
Sit
That's
down.
all the bacon.
And
Good
going as you're going
morning,
through,
all.
as you're passing through the corridor, heading up, behind you as you're walking up the last set of stairs, you do see the other of some degree of Orcan persuasion. You see the woman with the bear in tow coming out of one of the other rooms.
Bear. Hey, it's a friend.
Orb. No.
It's your bear friend.
Arthur is your friend.
No.
Go say
I'm gonna
hi.
wait till the bear comes up.
Okay, the bear. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
As you all settle down for breakfast, there is eventually someone shows up. There's a person who comes in wearing like a very deep set hood and looks almost like a very white ghillie suit type deal. Big bow strapped to their back. Comes through, looks around, walks up to you all and says, "I've been told to summon you all to the manor."
Ah, yes. Very well.
Oh yes, thank you.
Straight away or
If
after
you don't,
breakfast?
If you'd finish, but at a hurry, maybe.
Sure.
It just walks outside the door, pretty much.
He's prepared to just shovel everything into his mouth. He's like, all right, let's go.
As Arthur walks past Madame Tusk, because I'm assuming she's probably at a desk, he's gonna be like just ignoring her, sort of walking towards the door.
All right.
Wow. Really playing that game.
All right.
Yes.
Nana would like to see that and share like a knowing like eye roll.
Like, look at Tusk, and it's like,
This guy.
This guy.
This guy.
Cool. All right. Well, I guess we finish
Eventually-
off and head.
Yeah. As you finish up breakfast, you follow this ranger back to the Midwinter Manor. You are led up through the gates, through the antechamber, into the hall. You can see there's a bit more hustle and bustle. Seems to be some people talking amongst themselves, some groups of people here and there, and you can see now that the council has reconvened after a night's rest, and you can see also standing right inside in the middle of the open path that leads up to the grand desk. You do see what looks to be the guard captain and the ranger that had sent away the bird. And they all nod towards you as you come up, and the guard captain says, "We have been told to summon you. You've been brought here. The council has taken into accord your testimonies as well as the written one that was sent to us during the night. And, looks over to Katha, who looks up from her papers and just gestures to all to come closer.
Orb is gonna try and take lead here. He's gonna sort of take a knee up front of front.
Rudy sort of loops an arm underneath his shoulder and lifts him back up, going, "Arthur, we don't do that here. Arthur."
It's goddamn respect, man.
Arthur, just
Is
behave.
Orb suddenly a stoner? Man.
Respect, man. Into a surfer dude.
Jared's just sort of like fidgeting nervously behind them.
Arthur now.
Nana's already knee height, so it doesn't literally.
Arthur
doesn't matter.
takes a step behind Rudy now, making Rudy the front.
Oh, shit.
Katha waits until you all stop fidgeting and futzing about.
Can't do anything right. Yes, sorry to disturb you all, so late in the evening last night and so early in the morning tonight. But yes, very disturbing events happened at the mines. And we also lost George, but that's probably minor in comparison to what's going on here. So what questions do you have? I swear you got the note we said last night and the verbal events from Gerald here. What else do you need to know? How can we help?
And you see Katha and like half the council is just looking at you again, just waiting. And after you've been quiet for a moment, Katha just chortles a little bit, clears her throat. As I would have gotten to if you'd allow me to speak.
What a
I
dumbass.
summoned you here to give you our verdict of the actions and the events that occurred, but we do appreciate the testimony, the aid.
Arthur's
Our
levers-
rangers gestures towards the head ranger standing with the guard captain. Did indeed spot the horde heading north. They did not seem to make any attempts to move towards the city. And the guard has been alerted to keep their eyes out. We have sent out for a full investigation of what happened in the mines. There's a bit of a murmur going on. There's some whispering at the council table. Every now and then Katha shoots someone a glare and they quiet down. She sighs. We do appreciate the help that you provided. Deftly at this juncture, and you will be paid for the damages you prevented. Anything else?
Did we tell them about what we saw in the mines?
We did, yes.
No.
We sent them the note.
Oh yeah, we sent them the missive. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
they had
right,
the
yeah.
initial
Yeah,
info.
yeah.
So that they already know about that.
Rudy is very probably would have explained to the party before coming here. Keep the head a secret. Don't tell Cartha we have the head of the.
Oh, that's guild business. That's nothing to do with them.
That head. That's I
yeah.
forgot we had that head,
Yeah.
so that was fine. Nana will pipe up and say, "We're very sorry for losing George. I don't suppose you found him."
I can't say we've been making much effort to look.
Well, that's all right. I just hope he's doing all right. Such a small person, you know,
She seemed-
all alone in the world. Just needs some snacks, I think.
Can I Oh, sorry. Go on.
I was just going to say to the assembly, I would like to note George actually did spring into action and assist us in the battle. If that might help pardon one or two of his sleight of hands that he might have performed. I'll just like it noted on the record. He did assist us, and in fact, I'm sure he said he mumbled something about protecting Arthur here. I think Arthur would have died without him. So just making sure that just a little bit of recognition where recognition is due.
That's very kind of you.
I'm like,
Very
I
nice
kind
to know. Yes.
Gerald kind of like tugs on
Find
your sleeve a little
George.
bit. Oh, sorry.
If
Go on.
we find George, we will ask for his testimony of what transpired and his charge might be lowered. George is not a priority right now at all. You do realize that we've lost a lot of workforce. There's families throughout the entire city now mourning, grieving. We're having to do our best to identify who is actually still within the mine, who died, who is somehow not dead.
Oh, to help identify those in the mine. George was in the mine. I'm just.
And if we find George, we'll get to that. But right now, it's not a priority.
Well, that's
Do you
very
realize-
understandable.
Do
If-
you realize, and she leans in, how much of this city's living comes from those mines? We do not have the... Someone else pipes up, looks to be like an older man of some sort, says, "Look here, youngsters, we need to get those mines up and running as quickly as possible before the thaw, if we're going to have any chance of maintaining the city throughout the season. This is not only about dear departed friends and family members. We've had to put one of our most significant pieces of infrastructure on halt until this investigation is completed. You must understand, there's more at stake here."
It does sound pretty rough. We hope you pull through it. I'm sure the... just quickly referring to my notes here. Where the I'm sure the Midnight Suns would be happy to lend assistance should you contract them such.
If we need help, we will ask, yes?
In the meantime, we do have matters to attend to on behalf of the guild. Do you need anything further from us as far as information, testimony further, anything of that sort, or can we be about our business now?
On that note, and Katha looks around, and you can hear shuffling of small feet on the other side of the desk. And Katha takes what looks to be a stack of papers and says, we, as a preemptive thanks, we know that you might need to make your way back north. While the land is treacherous, you may traverse them again, as you must have done on your way here. But if time allows, we can have rooms chartered aboard the Winter's Claw to take you to Troll Hat in 9 days' time.
Oh, okay. Do
It's
we
lovely.
know?
We're still working on disassembling the ice around our port to get the ship sailing. It is
It's a sail ship. Okay.
It is a ship we use to ferry goods and people between here and the outposts. We could make sure the first trip would be to Troll Hat in a supply mission, and you could have board.
Well, that would be lovely, but in
That would.
return, during the 9 days, if there's anything we can help with the city, please let us know. It only feels fair to return the favor somehow.
If you are looking for work during this time, feel free to check in at the workstation or the guards barracks with the rangers. This city thrives upon labor, for lack of better word. People often tend to trade their own sweat before their coin. If you ask for work, work you shall find.
Very well. You also made mention of a certain amount of recompense, I believe.
Once investigation has been completed, we will calculate the damages you prevented through your actions, and you will
Very
be
good.
paid according to that value.
Well, then it seems that that we've got 9 days in which to work it out. Then.
Yes. And don't expect a summons back here. You will instead be contacted. Someone will bring you the calculated receipts and the payment when due.
Arthur then bows on one knee again, and sort of shows his respect.
And you can see Katha looks tired. Most of the council looks tired. And there's you can see some people look like they got furrowed brows. Some of them got like their lips tightly shut. They're just looking around. Some of them look like they're a bit uncomfortable. Some are furiously scribbling on papers. There looks like it's been a night for everyone.
Arthur gets back up and puts his arm around really, but bumps up to Rudy and goes, "Thank God you didn't tell him about the head."
Shall we?
Don't tempt Josie! Oh my god!
He whispers it.
What if she has really good hearing?
Shall we?
Yep.
Is that all?
I think we're good. Yep, that's all. I think I've got.
Nana
nothing
gives
else.
a little
Yep,
gnome bow, like a little,
All right.
you know, cute.
Thank
Once
you.
doing the bow, he Dask is like, what are the?
And Gerald's like,
Going on.
Oh my god!
thank you very much for taking our report seriously, Katha. It's we appreciate the safety that your city provides us here as well.
Yes, it is thankful that you all found yourselves in the mines when you did.
All right. Let's go.
That's like a Midwestern goodbye where we're just like, we should go, but oh yeah, maybe 5 more minutes, yeah.
Kyla's just like, go, get out.
See you later, alligator.
And end up having a half-hour conversation in the hallway, holding the handle of the door.
Literally my dad. Literally my dad.
Oh my god.
In the living room, in the hallway, at the front door, in the car while the other person's standing outside. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm
We
not
all
gonna
know
lie,
the
that is
people.
so
We all-
me.
We all
It's like
know
it's a
people like
dad
that.
trait. I'm sorry.
It is a dad
It
trait.
is.
Yeah.
My mom does it too, and I remember being like a 6-year-old just standing there like, "You gonna go? We're gonna leave the Wendy's."
My
There's
son
one
goes,
point
"It's
in
time
every
to
kid's
leave."
life. There's one point in every kid's life when you realize we're packing up to leave. It means we're leaving in an hour.
Yes.
You learn that the hard way.
Yep.
You get one of those aha moments as you're growing up.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are led outside the manor, and you led outside the gates that are down the hill. You recognize one of the guards who have been taking the morning shift after being woken up in the middle of the night. Looks haggard, just nods at you all. The day is yours.
Well,
Arthur sort of turns to the
Dang,
group
it's
and
ours.
says, "Look, I've got to do some shopping.
Check out that store that we looked at. We passed by before.
Arthur turns around and goes, I need to get a feather, a tougher fur, and a fishtail. Look,
In that order?
Arthur, why on earth do you need to find things that you might find in trash?
well, look, it's actually needed for a spell with with an acorn that costs too much than I can afford right now.
It's the weirdest thing about magic, isn't it, Arthur? They
it
require
weird?
such odd things to channel these forces, don't they?
Like a fishtail. That thing's gonna
Right.
stink, right?
It's honestly, sometimes I
will
really
never
wonder.
Never understand you two. And
Surely
your
you
weird
don't
magic.
want the fishtail right away. It will
You don't
stink
just-
up the room.
Yeah, you don't just ask a patron and you just do.
This is why
Like,
I use
hang on,
this is
hang
why I
on.
use a focus most of the time. This is
Actually,
the components are
Arthur turns around and
abysmal.
goes, "Oh, Gerald, I know this is going to sound stupid."
Usually.
Always.
Arthur then frowns.
Don't let it stop you now.
I need a feather, right?
Yes.
Looks at Goose. I just need one.
I don't
What
like
kind
your
of
odds,
feather?
Arthur.
Don't do it.
Better not be a tail feather.
No,
You ain't going near there.
It says a feather.
One.
Just one.
You might be better off getting a mundane feather from a pigeon of the city or something local. Surely you could get that for a copper.
You don't really know what a feather from a magic beast might do, Arthur, to the spell.
Oh, well, look. If I'm going to have a powerful spell, I need it from a powerful goose.
I mean, you say it's powerful.
Well, if you take it like that.
Yes!
So, shall we mosey on over to the weapon or the blacksmith that we saw on our way? Or...
Heckin' loaded now. Wait, am I?
Are we?
Did I add that
I
in?
don't think so. I've got like
What's that?
30 gold.
I mean,
give me that.
Yeah,
feather.
we got all that stuff from the. We added that in, right?
Yeah, that's still only 30 gold.
Equipment. I have
Yeah.
23 gold and I'm feeling fucking powerful, man. I'm gonna tip everyone.
that's where all Nana's money goes, the tipping.
Yeah.
That's where all Cuddly's money goes to.
Typical American. I mean,
Can we... Careful.
Oh, careful.
Actually,
could sell the ring
We should sell the ring, and we should sell the arm.
We should.
Roju thinks this. Gerald probably
Hello,
also
shopkeep.
thinks this.
I'd like to sell you this arm.
Yeah, we have the finest arm you will see this side of the...
So
we can do more work with it.
So Gerald's going to talk to Bud and say, some of the things we found are quite expensive. Now, this town, the city, does operate as she mentioned, mostly on trade. What I'm thinking might do well for us in our trip home and then subsequently to help Goose's friend, I think it might be a good chance for us to go to, and I described for them the magic place that I went to previously.
Yeah.
They have a number of arcane and otherwise enchanted artifacts there. One of which I thought might make a great present for you, actually, Goose. That I saw in there. I was intending to maybe try and do some work to get it for you as a present to say thank you for your work with us. But given the opportunity now, we may not have the time to work it off. But we do now have some quite expensive and useless to us trinkets, and we might be able to simply just procure such a weapon for you. It's a. I think you might appreciate it. I'll show you when we get there. But there might also be other things that may be of use to our adventuring needs. There also, which we could use the additional funding for, certainly.
Thank you. Yeah, definitely want to take a look.
Yeah, we can. I mean, that's. Yeah, I mean, we can definitely sell the we can definitely.
They would definitely be interested in that arm. I can tell you that.
Yeah.
I'm guessing Rudy does not want to get rid of his hand.
That's okay. We can hold on to it for now.
Arthur sort of.
We'll talk about it when we get there.
We should at least get it valued, Rudy.
Yes,
because we don't have any use for it. Let's be honest.
Arthur wants his double-edged scythe valued as well.
Scythe?
Well, that one's not magical, so the blacksmith.
The Sky Dragon?
Scythe.
The blacksmith may be more interested in that than the place I'm thinking of, because they deal mainly in enchanted objects.
Sorry. Oh.
But the blacksmith.
Skyrim it up. Enchant that baby. Let's go. Use a tiny soul gem.
That's
Oh, I have a question that doesn't pertain to any of the work we're doing, but because I was kind of gone in the beginning and I didn't think to ask this before, so we're not following the zombies, right?
No.
So we don't know where they're going? Where are they going?
North.
I want to know where they're going.
They're heading.
Like follow me now?
I know.
Oh, you know? Wow.
Yeah,
I bet you won't tell me.
Well, as the Midwinds just told us, they're watching them. They're keeping an eye on them.
The Rangers are
They're
tracking
going
them.
north. The Rangers have got them.
I'm wanting to know.
And I'm sure we'll find out when bad things happen.
What if I turned into like a big draft horse and just ran after them and told you guys?
Totally have that option, Cuddly.
I mean,
just for days on end. Who cares? It's fine. Oh no. Okay, fine.
So we'll head to the magical store first, since that's closer, or?
I believe it.
Well,
is it closer?
The smith would be closer.
We'll go to the smith first then. Whatever makes the most sense.
You're pretty much in the other end of town compared to.
That's right. It was on the opposite side of the city, wasn't it? Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Cool.
To the smith.
You're all the Midwinter Manor, which is a massive estate with multiple buildings, is in the pretty much the western, like the most western part of the city, while as the tower where the magic shop is in the southeastern part.
Cool.
Right.
So
But
the
if
blacksmith.
you want to go to the blacksmith, it's early morning when you get there. You realize they are just about opening up shop. There's definitely like this massive furnace. It's billowing with the heat. You see, and there are items hanging all around, and you can see this one giant is like in the process of propping up, almost like the roof folds over and becomes the front wall. and it's in the process of just propping it up, pretty much, with folding out these pillars and setting them down.
Cool.
As you all get near, it says, "Anything I can help you with?" And you see this thick metallic mask that seems to fold up like pretty much a very, very medieval style welder's mask.
Nice.
Arthur sort of pulls out the weapon without saying a word. Puts it on the table.
Oh, very cool of you, Arthur. Very cool.
Very suave.
Smooth. I hope
And
he just takes it and doesn't pay you for it.
all he says is thoughts.
Oh.
Oh. I'm gonna assume then that the owner died, because that's a pretty unique eye. Remember that one walking through town the other day?
Yes,
Sort of
you saw him?
Looks behind and goes, "Guys, come close. You need to hear this."
He stirred up a bit of trouble in the mines, and yes, we might have taken care of the issue.
So what you want to do with it? Because I'm assuming you look like the selling kind of guy,
I think
but at
what
the
our-
same time, I don't know. Because I could make a Spherera alloy if you want to make it like really hefty.
I was gonna say, I think what our mute friend suddenly, and he slams Arthur's back. Mute friend wants to say here is, what would you value an item such as this? Because I don't think any of us have the dexterity or the know-how to wield such a weapon, do we?
It is.
I
I'm
do,
assuming
but it's a little big.
I'm assuming it's an exotic weapon, is it? A double scythe?
No, it would be considered martial,
Oh,
which
okay.
would mean that
Goose could
Arthur
use
and
it.
Goose could technically use it.
I could use it.
What?
Oh my god, Goose with a
I just don't want to use
A
it.
double-bladed scythe. What? What
Jesus
kind of
Christ.
what kind of weapon is that in D&D Beyond?
Well, I didn't find there was no actual
No,
scythe.
I couldn't
in
find it
D&D
either.
Beyond. But it is a D10 slashing damage. That's all it is.
That's pretty
It's a
cool.
For wheat,
two-handed
specifically.
1d10.
I think your
I'll
axe is
harvest the
D12
wheat
though, isn't it?
real
But
fast.
yeah, Arthur
Yeah.
sort of repeats Rudy and goes, "Yeah, what's the value of this said weapon?"
Do you want coin or trade or what you're looking at?
Tell us
If
both.
if I may be so bold, Rudy sort of pulls out his own mace. I was wondering, as long as everyone else is okay with it, if you could find some form of superior, or if you had something that was superior to this, and just pulls out his mace, which is a fairly run-of-the-mill, basic mace. There's nothing special about it.
Well, I got all manners of things. Were you considering anything particular? Do you want Look, I can work with metal, but my specialty comes in ice.
Ice, you say?
I mean,
And
Ice
gestures towards all of the items that are like on view, and you see this one shield that has like segments of ice on it. You can see what looks to be a dagger where the blade is made of ice.
Oh, Rudy's got an idea.
Arthur goes,
You
"All
can
right."
even see what looks to be a full chainmail, where every single ring is made of
Oh, that is actually
Alright,
very
alright,
cool.
so Arthur sort of steps forward and says, "All right, tell us the value first."
Well, if you just want coin, 15 gold pieces maybe.
15, is that all? It is unique, like you
It's
did
its
say.
value in metal. It's a stick with metal. I'd melt down the metal and work it.
Please,
I sort of gestured to the ice stuff. How much is that value?
Well, considering you need authentic dragon fire to work with it, it's pretty time consuming. I'd say sort of scratches a bit of scraggly beard, grabs one of the daggers off and says, I mean, if you want coin value, I'd say 100 gold probably for the dagger.
Turns to Rudy and goes, "You can deal with this."
Whoa.
You know what we're talking about?
I do apologize for my very
God.
insensitive friend who doesn't seem to understand how to act around decent company. Well, first and foremost, I mean, the array of items you have are very, very impressive. You have to excuse us; we're very ignorant in the works you have here and what is involved in crafting these very wonderful looking weapons and pieces. So, do you have anything that would have a similar heft and sort of like, you know, essentially Rudy describes like, you know, another mace sort of thing, like any sort of like, you know. Does he have an awesome mace? Is what Rudy's asking.
Mace 2.0.
Yeah, yeah.
Hold on, give me a moment. I'm doing a check.
See, that's cool, but I already have my spoon. That does.
I want to get an even cooler mace with blackjack and hookers.
The knife sounds cool, though. I won't lie. The knife sounds real cool.
Ice knife sounds amazing.
Well, Rudy's getting a little jealous because he's like, you know, Arthur's got his ice-tipped arrows that he found.
Oh,
and
yeah.
Axe and...
Just to derail for a second.
Mysterious hand.
I got people in my chat saying that I hand the situation to Bay. Just
okay. Again, out of D&D, you know, Cuddly Raptor's chat is talking about how to set up a wedding, right?
I was there.
The planning happened in my chat, but I was not involved in the planning of said wedding between your characters.
Yes,
I just thought we all missed
there for all of 5 minutes, and then Cuddly kicks me out.
I just said beeswax.
Anyway,
We'll tell
sorry,
you when the
Josie.
date is.
Sorry, Josie.
As you produce the mace and sort of like reaching down under like the front portion, pulls up what looks to be a flail and holds it up like, this might do you better. It the leverage of and the reach of the chain might give you a heftier swing if that's what you're looking for.
Really cool.
Do you mind if I give it a swing?
Plus 10 cool.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, Rudy
Also
just did. So
what
does
kind
it?
of weapons can you use?
Well, wait. Are you asking Darcy or Rudy?
I'm asking
What's on your character
to
sheet?
check your proficiencies on your bottom
Thank you.
left on your character sheet.
Simple weapons.
Then swinging this around might result in an accident.
Okay, Rudy doesn't swing this one around. No, that's just a little complicated. I'm a simple, more simple fighter. Thank you anyway. I do appreciate you.
Because I
showing
mean,
me.
a maze might be the heftiest you can get if you're not looking to really get to know your arms.
I have a question.
Yes.
So you make a lot of these ice weapons yourself and use your dragon
I
fire
do.
and everything.
Yes,
Is-
I have a
how-
special tool.
How do you make it? Do you just mold the ice, or do you apply the ice onto another weapon?
Oh, I can do both. I can make them purely out of Spherera, or I can make an alloy.
If we
which
provided you a
it's
weapon,
it's more like a very thin sheath that's also sharpened. And the way I do it is I use a special tool that produces authentic dragon's fire, and then I just very, very carefully shape the ice.
May I ask, does the ice that you work with, which looks visually quite astounding, does it confer any additional properties to the weapon itself, being made out of such material?
It besides being just as sharp as metal, just as durable, yeah, it does. It's perpetually cold. It does seem to make the wounds freeze quite instantly. And when it comes to gestures towards the shield, the emanation of cold, the way I've placed the different plates of ice, does protect you from heat to some degree.
Ah, that's quite ingenious. Tell me, do you? I did notice your chainmail work there, which is quite impressive for such a material.
That took quite a long time to make. Haven't found a buyer yet.
I can imagine. Being someone who only wears light armor, though, do you have anything that might move well for such an arcane user as myself?
I'm afraid that's difficult. He gestures towards your new armor and says, "It really replaces metal, and replacing the studs with Ferreira wouldn't really give you much benefit. The coverage wouldn't really be enough, I'm afraid."
That answers my question, though. Thank you.
Josie, I have a question.
Okay, what's your question?
I have a question. Are any of the weapons? I know there's a dagger. Are any of the weapons like darts, or like a scimitar?
You would Nano on the other hand would recognize that there are arrows similar to the ones that Arthur bought. There's a stack of arrows with ice tips.
I can't use a bow and arrow. It's not on my list.
No.
It's okay. Nothing for Nana.
Dagger, but it seems like this person might take commissions if you can produce payment.
Oh. Ooh. Are we okay? So with darts, so I'm on the same page as you. I was imagining like a little blow dart thing, and I don't know if that's like
that would be it.
That would be it. Okay. And like,
yes.
Okay. I think Nana might ask about commissions and just ask. Oh, do you by any chance take commissions? Just like that.
Yeah, we're currently in the low season of import-export. I can definitely do something. What were you thinking?
I really want darts, man. So it describes the dart that I have just told you about and asks how much it might be, for work or coin.
I could make some. I'd have to give some think about the value. Let me check while I check.
Do you already have a blowgun?
Do you know what? I don't. But the darts are cool to have, and I can cross that bridge when I come.
Darts are also considered. They're very much like darts that you would throw at the pub.
Oh, you can also. Okay, cool. Yeah. So if push came to shove,
you could throw them.
Yeah.
I mean, they'd probably come out to... I mean, I could make the actual handle out of wood or metal, and the tip would be Ferreira. It's hard to make it that thin, fine point. I don't know. I could probably make them for a gold piece each, but the amount of ice would be very minuscule. I can't guarantee how much of an extra effect it would have.
Oh, that's all right. I think it would be very, very nice to have, even as a souvenir. Just in case I never throw them.
Pieces, really, yeah.
Okay,
let me see what I can do. Come back later today, and I'll see if I'm willing to sell whatever I can make.
If we use the scythe as like the materials aside from the ice,
well, I mean,
would that
the
assist?
scythe's value would definitely. I could make a trade in.
Goose, did you have anything you wanted to?
Oh no, I just wanted to see if we could get Rudy something, even if it's like coating the mace in the ice stuff. But I don't think if that's going to be the case.
Rudy,
too much. Nah, it seems too much. It's all good. Rudy's on board with the darts idea.
Arthur's sort of got interested again with Goose talking about coating things in ice. He pulls out his short sword and sort of goes, what would be the value of coating this weapon as so?
Well, you see, I can tell from a glance here, you've got the runes, your weapon is obviously magical in nature. Probably got some sort of aura that makes sure it's sharper. The thing is, if I would make an alloy of Ferreira for that, it's not really compatible if the sword is already magical. You'd need to find someone to transfer the enchantment from the sword then on top of the ice after the ice has been placed on the metal.
Wait, the sword was already magical?
Yeah, it was already magical.
Oh.
Yeah, the short sword. It's a +1 short sword.
Yeah, it's been a +1 short. Yeah, blah, blah, blah,
I didn't know that
short,
meant it was magical. I just thought it
Yeah.
was like extra sharp.
No,
Yes,
no, that's like
right.
it's
Oh,
like
nice.
it's a next level weapon. Yeah.
Pulls out his very last arrow, the ice arrow.
Yeah.
Goes, do you have any more of these?
Yeah, I got a few.
How much were you willing to sell them for?
Probably 5 gold apiece.
Would you, whatever the value of Nana's stuff comes to, the rest goes towards the arrows?
Sure. I could definitely do something like that. I'd say, as long as the dart comes out fine on the first attempt, I'd say I get you 3 arrows.
Arthur turns to the group.
As I said, let me see what I can do. This actually gets me some ideas going in my noggin. If you come back in the afternoon, I'll see what I can have done.
Well, thank you so much, and no pressure on the darts. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. You know, I just thought it'd be very, very fun to have one, or several.
Arthur, before he sort of leaves, goes, is there anyone that might sell pets like wolves or...
You had your chance to get a wolf, you just didn't take it.
I mean, we had all kinds of traders coming through. I don't really keep track of what's really going. I mean, I really can't answer that question. You'll have to go to the market and look for yourself.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you for your help.
Yeah, thank you. I'll get to work on this immediately. I'm curious what I can whip out.
He got his artist juice flowing.
I'm going to head on over to the Tower of Magic over there, for lack of remembering what the actual name of the shop is.
It's called the Scrysicle.
The Scrysicle.
It is.
Scrysicle.
Wow.
I love it.
The Scrysicle.
Oh my god, Dice.
Oh, fuck.
Dice sassing up everyone's screens right now. Oh my god.
Amazing. Yes. Okay. Well, I'm going to head to the Scrysicle. Did any of you wish to accompany me?
I suppose I better come with you, Gerald. I mean, if nothing else, we can get a second opinion on this, Yes,
that is what it is. Let's go.
You want to say it too loud around the blacksmiths?
What's
Arthur
it going
sort
to
of
mean to a
gestures
blacksmith?
to Nana and Goose. I'm gonna go look for pets, fluffy things, cute things. Do you guys want to come?
Oh yes, I want to come, and you know who else wants to come? We're summoning the boy.
The mushroom boy. Yes.
We got Mushroom.
Mushroom boy. Who is now ready to tell you his name.
What?
Yeah.
What is?
Can Arthur
what is
sit
it?
down for this because he feels like he needs to sit down?
Yeah, he can
Sit
absolutely
down on the dirt path? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Ice.
Yeah.
I'm still standing.
His name is Ami.
Ami. How do you spell it?
A-M-I, but it's like pronounced with like an H in there, but the H is, I guess, just not. Yeah. Ami.
It's like adorable.
The mushroom.
It's Ami. Oh my god, I didn't see that.
No.
It's a me.
No. I can't.
Oh.
Actually, look.
I'm your little
forgot
mushroom
that
friend.
Josie's dog's name was Amanita, and that's like a mushroom. And I was like, I can't name it after the dog. That would be weird. But that's like the type of mushroom that he is. He's like red and he's got the little polka dots, and so yeah.
Just like in Super Mario.
You've done a bad.
You
have,
done
but-
bad.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
go.
How was the party splitting up?
Goose is going to the magic place.
And
The
I will go
Spicicle.
look for
The s-
fluffy
the s-
things.
The
Because I
Spicicle.
just want to hold fluffy
Look,
things, really.
look,
and
you love this Christ.
I love it so much,
I
Josie.
love it so much.
Oh my
It's so
God.
good.
It's
I want to
good.
name a bar the Spicicle.
Oh no.
Yeah,
I love it, but I hate it.
As you eventually walk down the main thoroughfare until you split off. Two of you heading towards the market, and three of you heading even further towards the tower, made of ice, standing in the middle of the district. And as you near the doors are slightly ajar.
What's
and
that
you
music?
enter.
This is
It's
supposed
from-
to be busy market day.
This is very
Oh,
interesting.
okay. I just
I
heard,
like
heard
it.
the
No,
singing
I
and I
love
was
it.
like, wait, what?
It's supposed to be like the sound of the marketplace and everything, but it's
Right.
not really coming through
It's
as
all
much.
those bards.
Yeah,
And
that's
that
right.
bards are
All his
not
bards
part
vying
of-
for attention. Yeah.
There is Bard's Day off on here too.
Nice.
Please no.
All right, carry on,
But as
Josie.
you arrive, the doors are slightly ajar, and as you step inside, you all see again this. It's quite open here, but you can see the counter. There's this one hunched figure on the other side who looks over to all of you. You can see through the hood this head. It looks almost like the face has been painted a little paler than the rest of the skin, so it has this very, very like underlit bonfire effect, and the eyes are stark yellow. You see the hunch, the hands are like upwards, like a little uppy, and just looks over to you all. Ah, welcome back, Gerald.
Yes, I have returned.
And you brought
I brought friends. Yes. This is Goose. And
Oh, Dusk's lovely to meet a friend of friends.
and this is Rudy.
Hello.
Welcome. How can I be of service? Feel free to look around.
Well, first off, Gerald, if you don't, unless
Sure. Yes.
I thought we could-
Yes, we've recovered an interesting artifact.
Oh.
I
Well, Pete, come closer, please. Produce.
Rudy, would you mind?
And I will.
Would you
Yeah,
mind
so
showing?
we're not entirely sure, whether we're gonna, whether we're gonna trade.
Just
it
show him
or-
the arm.
Rudy backpedaling like
Yeah.
a friggin' backwards bicycle
Yes,
here.
so I
Rudy
went
puts
to
the arm on the table.
So I
I guess I'll show
identified
ya.
this. So I cast Identify last night on this, and while not necessarily magical or the product of a spell, it does appear to have some sort of arcane elements to it still that is providing it some sort of animation of a.
I see.
Of some
Hold
kind.
on, and you can see like Borg is holding his hands up like this, and you can see the actual like hunchback is just moving, like just moving on its own. And looks down and puts like produces from within the cloak attached to like little strings. It looks like a pair of spectacles with a little pearl in between above
Nice.
where it sits on the nose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Puts on and starts looking over the arm, like feeling it, touching the textures, and even like there's this moment where the little wigglies come out and Morg just starts poking at them like,
That's so cute.
and says, yes, no, it was definitely not created by magical means, as in it's a production of a spell, but it has magic, yes. It probably has a magical core itself somewhere in there to make it work. And I see what you mean. I would say it could probably, looking at its design and the way the magic flows within, it could probably change shape to some extent. And what you say is true. It probably attaches and affixes and it would allow you to use it as a normal arm. I come to the same conclusion. But wow, this is interesting. If anything, I want to take it apart.
It's quite fascinating.
Well, let's not take it apart. Let's. I've grown rather attached to it.
No, you're not attached to it at all, Rudy. You've got 2 arms.
If you
As
want,
you were saying,
I could help you attach it. Smile.
What?
Sorry, I don't think I heard that one.
Well, I mean, an arm for an arm. If you want it, we could definitely make sure the procedure is done as neatly as possible.
Oh God, don't cut your
now.
arm, Rudy. Oh my
Now,
God.
Gerald.
Rudy, we don't want you to come to any arm now.
Gerald, now is not.
You can't honestly be considering Rudy Magic Hands McGee cutting off his own hands.
Because
it's metal.
Between life and death. What is?
No, it doesn't.
What is more interesting about this? It's a artificial construct that behaves as if it's alive.
No, it doesn't. It's magic, Rudy. This is not a life and death thing. This is arcane knowledge. It's certainly fascinating from an academic point of view. I'm sure. And I gesture. What was the shopkeep's name again?
Morgue.
Morgue.
Fifth Eye Morgue.
Oh, that's
What
yes.
pun
Thank
are we
you.
on?
Fifth Eye Morgue. Who knows? and I sort of gesture to Fifth Eye Morgue. Academically, it's a fascinating item. But
I think the difference is that this thing doesn't really channel magic. You would need an actual will. You could not attach this to an inanimate object or something with a false sense of sentience. It would have to be an actual living creature
to be able to control it. Yes.
Does it have to be attached to the shoulder?
I have no idea how this was created in the first place. That's why I want to take it apart.
Understandably, yes. How much would such a unique artifact possibly be worth?
First glance, I'd easily offer you, Gerald, 500 gold pieces. It's probably worth more, but I'd be able to maybe pay you in, I don't know, after the fact, once I've taken it apart and really found out how it works.
Certainly, or perhaps even in generous trade.
Definitely. Do you want to use the Scrysicle?
It's a thing?
Use the Scrysicle?
Wait, so
it has its own uses?
Wait, what?
Oh, let me explain. You are new to the town. Yes, the tower is not... The tower has been named such after an invention of my own.
Oh, an inventor.
On the top floor, yes, I managed to find a use for Spherera. I made a lens where you could channel divination magic through. Essentially, imagine, if you will, the scrying spell.
Oh, I get it now. I see what you did. Icicle, scrying, yes. Oh, yes. Quite good. I didn't think of that
because
myself.
The limitation of the scrying spell is that the caster sees what happens. But I figured out a way to make sure that anyone could see what the caster was seeing.
Oh, how fascinating. That is quite a feat.
So if there's anything you want to peer away at...
I believe there may be something. I know, Goose, you're eager to find out about your news of your friend.
Oh, yes, if I was not in much trouble.
This could be quite
as long as you
quite
can
useful.
Provide ample description, I can definitely make an effort.
Oh, she is the most beautiful of swans, the most elegant and beautiful amongst the swamplands of which she lives in. But she's been the town
Goose,
that she
more
lives in
specific. More specific, please, Goose.
Specific how?
I hope she's actually a bird.
Let's put it this way. Let's do tit for tat, trade for trade. Rudy, was it? Feel free to peruse the shop or come with Gerald. I would ask. I know you have an interest. They're just talking over you.
Yeah.
Gerald,
I don't want to.
Yes. Yes,
if you
Morg.
wouldn't mind watching the shop. I could bring your friends up and provide said service, and I could give you the discount on the item you've been eyeing.
It's my arm.
Yes. Interesting. All right. Well, certainly, it's a. We can definitely consider such things. I think Goose will,
you can
regardless, want
Morgan's
to.
like having shakes. Like,
Yeah.
Is it a trade?
I wouldn't say it's a trade just yet, but it certainly would be behooving of such business. Were my friend to, get to see, put his mind at ease. Of course, the weapon I came in here and was looking at last time. This would have been for.
Well, let me put it like this.
Himself.
Let me put it like this then. The arm would cover for more than the fee of using the scrytical and the item. There would even be maybe coin left over.
Oh, of course. How much does the use of the scrytical normally go for?
Usually, for those who want to give monetary, I charge 100 pieces of gold.
Do I feel like that is a legit number, or is he trying to like pump it for?
I'd say make an Arcana check.
An Arcana check, okay. Not a great roll, but 16.
16. You would know that even for just a normal scrying spell, you do need a focus that has ample value of several hundred gold pieces.
Oh, so he's giving you
The focus for a scrying spell is, I think you need a silver mirror to a value of like 500 gold.
Something like that, but it doesn't get consumed in the process, so
No.
it's a one-time investment.
Still though.
Oh, that is quite a sum. I mean, surely for a great invention. I would perhaps for being such a unique item, which I think we could both agree holds great academic and potential reverse engineering potential. I feel like perhaps.
Well, if you want, I could definitely make sure that you. Once I figured out how it worked, I'd send you my notes.
I'm listening.
Of course. And then Morg like stops, looks over at Rudy. Yes. Or did you want to use the arm?
This is all moving so fast. I've grown rather attached to it.
You're not though. You've got 2 arms.
For now.
Are you... Rudy Magic Hands McGee, I cannot believe I'm hearing you considering replacing one of your beloved precious hands.
No, not now, Gerald, but in the future, what if the worst happens? You saw how quick that scythe moved. If I was, 1 inch to the left, I would have lost an arm.
Rudy, you're so careful with your hands, though. You take such good care of them.
You do remember who you're talking to. I'm the king of what-ifs. I say, what if we don't have this money for useful items, and we die horribly because of it?
You're not
As you're having this conversation, we fade over to Nana and Arthur. You've arrived at the market. And Arthur, you know exactly what you're looking for. And you can smell it immediately.
Arthur,
you smell animals as you step in. There's definitely someone trading in beasts here.
I sort of go to Nana and I go, Nana, I'm looking for a wolf, a special type of wolf. One that's gonna learn. But no, it's
better than you are at your pace, Arthur.
Wow.
Oh!
That fire!
Arthur felt this tall. He now feels this tall.
Now he feels like he's looking up at Nana. Either won't be hard to find.
So much in a lifetime.
As you're walking, you're talking. You eventually get to. You can see this one stall where there's mostly kids that are watching and looking. You can see small cages. You see what looks to be some creature stuck on a leash, and as you get closer, you see it looks like a big brownish dog of some kind that's just sitting there slobbering on the ground.
Big boy.
And you see several cages throughout, some empty, and you it seems like most of the adults are taking like a round trip around. You see selling is a very short, stocky man with he's got like a long stripy beard just from the shin, and what looks to be like a really old ragged top hat that looks like it's been worn for way too long. And
Nice.
it just says,
Good choice.
"Well, come on up. How can I be of service? I see you look mighty curious."
I am looking for your finest wolf.
Can't even talk to that man.
And
So,
it immediately just looks around and says, "You see a wolf? Do you see a wolf?"
No, but can you acquire one?
God, just tame a fucking wild wolf.
Yes, let's go get him from that back.
Yes.
No, I cannot. I have a badger.
I turn to Nana. I'm like, Nana, would a badger with a sword in its mouth look silly?
At this point,
it's
Nana,
not, but
Nana, you would realize in one of the cages, you can see what looks to be a moving piece of vegetation.
what
And
is?
as you're standing there,
what
we're going to wrap up for the day.
No.
I
No.
need to
Next
save
week.
him! I'm about to
Continue
wreck
this
this
shopping.
whole man's career.
Oh my god.
About
Took
to
a
start
druid to a
fight.
pet store. Oh
the
shit.
marketplace.
That's why I wanted to bring a druid to a pet store.
Woo boy!
Oh boy.
Yeah,
Uh,
next-
we
next-
got a few minutes over time. I wanted to make sure we got to some sort of point where everybody got
Nice.
a little
I
bit
love
more
that.
time.
Sorry, we got a little distracted at the magic store.
No, I just want to.
hey,
I think
I
we're
was
keep
getting out of
playing D&D.
I see what you did there, Denny. You thought you could sneak it past, but you did not. It's okay. I typed one in Josie's chat. I couldn't resist. I was like, am I the only one who doesn't find this whole thing humorous? Bad one. Yeah.
It's not that I want to use the arm. I just like having it. It just
We don't
cool,
even
and I
want to
kind
have
of
it.
want
It looks
I just
nice. I'm
want
gonna
it.
put it
It's
on my wall.
contingency. You never
I just-
know.
It's worth. It's gonna be worth so
I
much.
know. You have no idea.
Think
how
of all the
much
cool
dust
shit we can
is
actually use with
conflicted.
it.
I know.
Hey, you have a week to think about it. We don't even have to
Yeah.
think
I do
about
have a
it.
week to
See?
think of it, That's
It's
right.
great.
Yeah.
It'll
We
be
got
great.
so much time
Yeah.
to consider.
We can
I
figure
will
out a
say-
way
I will say
to-
in the pet store, the following things. You can see the following creatures at the pet store. You can see
For
what
your
looks to be
consideration.
in a glass container. You can see what looks to be a hovering jellyfish in midair.
Ooh.
Floaty jellyfish.
You can see what looks to be an elderly mastiff dog.
Oh,
just sitting there.
Big ol' mastiff boy.
You can see there's a basket with a hissing sound coming from it.
A snack.
Danger noodle.
There is the tiny little, looks almost like a small bird cage, and it looks like there is, at first glance, it looks like someone's just put a pile of branches in there, but they are definitely moving.
A pet for my pet.
A stick insect.
There's also a loudly snoring badger.
Okay, Nana Melivora is actually named after badgers, so she obviously has a soft spot.
There is a hawk sitting perched in a larger cage. It looks like it's been given some better treatment. It has like a big cage. There's
Yeah, it's pretty
also in a smaller cage next to it is an owl, and the last is what looks to be a very, very, very big spider.
Ooh.
But
How
just,
deep?
just asking, Orb,
With
how,
like
why...
a cat-sized spider.
That's a big spider.
That's a big spider. What
Even
kind
for
of spider? Is it
Australians,
like
it's
like
golden
huntsman
or
size.
huntsman?
I just want to
Huntsman
know
size,
Yeah, that's
how
just
many
standard.
animals Nana comes away with compared to Arthur. That's what I
Is it
want
a
to know.
cat-sized peacock spider?
Don't call me
Please
out
tell me.
like
Please tell me it's a cat-sized peacock spider.
Oh my
I mean,
God.
I'll have to do some reading. It's a spider.
What were you
That's my-
asking,
that's my notes
Ozzy?
thing.
I was gonna just say, well, why are you so dead set on a wolf? And why did you think it could carry a sword in its mouth?
He wants to live out his
'Cause-
notorious fantasies.
I know,
Yeah.
but like,
There might. I recently played Dark Souls.
I know,
know
you
you did.
That's not
Yes, we all know you did.
Oh my god.
That's why it's so on the nose.
And
So
that,
funny.
yeah, I want to replicate that.
Doggos can't wield swords.
Hey, they can.
No,
if
no, no, no.
they- Tell them
They
they
can.
can. They fucking can if they want to.
I talked to the DM about this.
Oh.
no.
And I said,
No.
no. Listen, I'd said I'd see what I can do, and I rolled random dice to see if there would even be a pet store and what creatures would be here.
Nice.
There was
nice.
no wolf.
Okay.
And Arthur
fair.
lucked out this
Fair.
time. But I also, as Orc, wants to take a moment for everyone in Aussie's, Roju's, Cuddly, and Eddie's chat to just appreciate Josie. We wouldn't have been here for Josie. Like, I've had multiple Dungeon Masters in my lifetime, and, you know, everyone else has played a game here or two. But Josie, just the storytelling, the sounds, the everything is just amazing. I just
You're
want
still
to...
not getting a wolf.
I'm not...
You saw straight through it.
Oh,
I'm so glad
damn.
Everybody saw it. I'm so glad I'm the only one who didn't see
No,
it.
but thank you. Yes,
But
thank
especially,
you.
especially when you're under the weather, you know, it really,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
we really do appreciate it.
I'm gonna sleep the rest of the day.
You should.
Please,
Yeah.
Take
That
good
was
care
my
of
next
yourself.
Plenty of tea.
That was my next part until
Mm.
you interrupted.
I genuinely want to know what you do with this arm next week.
Oh my
Yeah.
god!
I'm
No,
so
but
I was
okay,
gonna
like out of character though. Like you realize he's offering to share knowledge, schematical knowledge of this thing once he's taken it apart
So
as
you
an
realize how
inventor.
desperate Morg is for this?
Oh yeah,
Morg
Yeah.
is one.
Like we can
salivating.
milk
yeah.
this
Yeah,
first
yeah,
of
we-
all.
we
Second
will
of all,
milk this,
we might
yeah.
be able to make one ourselves later once we've got
Yeah.
the schematics.
Oh,
Yeah.
true.
I
I
think
didn't
we need
think of
to
that.
nail down what we're gonna get out of it. Rudy doesn't want to use the arm. He just loves the idea of it. It reminds him a lot of his past, so he kinda
Did you
wants
carry?
to
Did
fair.
Rudy carry
That's
arms
very
like
fair.
like
Very
seven
old.
arms around in his past? I have concerns.
You know what would be terrifying though? You know what would be terrifying? The fact that that Rudy could literally make the arm move and run around.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Oh my god, he could have like a total like the thing.
Yeah.
Except it'd be a
Speaking of-
whole ass
speaking of
arm
pets,
with like
like-
wiggly.
Yes.
Wiggly
Yeah,
Wait, you
because
can't
shoulder
sell
bits.
the arm.
No, we
he does-
absolutely are
like he
selling
does
the
with
arm.
his
We're getting
like
these
he does with his
schematics.
pig. With his
Yeah.
pig.
Yeah,
He just
but
makes
my
the-
the arm move.
God.
But
Okay,
it couldn't.
Darcy, you
But
have
it
to
couldn't
make
do anything though.
No.
It
No.
But it
carries
can
out
run
one.
around. That's pretty
Yeah, it
cool.
carries out one singular like basic action.
Look,
you know,
I will buy you a wooden arm and you can do the same thing. I'll
not
even
bad.
I'll even
Road
prestidigitate
to
it
it
Silda
doesn't- it
every
doesn't have
day, every
No,
hour.
it doesn't have the wriggly bits. The
It's
wriggly
true.
bits are what
It's
makes
really
it.
make it. It's very true.
Look, I'll buy you a can of worms and we'll tape it to the end.
We can talk about this during the week. My
right, I
priority
love
is
it.
getting Josie to sleep and
Yes,
rest.
absolutely.
Yes. Please rest up.
Thank
Get
you
plenty
all
of
for
rest and-
being here.
Thank you for hosting today.
It was
and I'll
always
see
a
you all
goob time.
Are we gonna raid anyone
Next
or
week. I'm just having a look at who
Let's
is
see.
live.
Yeah, who is
does anybody
live?
else have anyone?
Who
on?
is alive?
Oh, I'm
I-
gonna.
I do not. I
I
do not.
might not
got a new
because I'm
person.
going
Yeah.
straight to bed.
All
Okay.
good, all good.
That is
Oh,
fair
good.
You all
enough.
have a
Josie.
good one. Thank you all for playing. I'll see you all next week.
Bye, Josie.
Take care.
Yeah, actually, I don't.
I got Lala the weirdo.
Is Lala?
I
on?
think I've
I just
ever met
refreshed. I think Lala's offline, isn't she?
It just showed up online for me. Sorry, no, it just went offline then.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good.
That's right. Well, I've only got a couple of people on. I might just end my stream tonight. Because I'm just going to go play Final Fantasy 14 for a bit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really.
Very nice.
If you've been on there, you'll see that I'm in the link shell. So
You are in the link shell? Yes.
yeah.
Excellent.
I already
Excellent.
hooked up with Josie and got
I'm
on
about
that.
We'll have to get a
my
guild
very
going.
first mount.
Yes.
Wow.
I've only been focusing on my carpentry off camera. I'm leaving like actual combat quests to stream only.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing behind the scenes like stuff like that.
I'm just
very wordy
I'm
game.
just
It
playing the
takes time.
game. That's all. I'm not streaming.
I
I
know
am
that-
gonna raid a Franz, but
Oh,
I
yeah?
will. Yeah.
No, let us know the name. I'll raid as well.
Oh,
Yeah.
I
I'll be
I
a
don't want
fan
to
of
scare you
them.
guys off because he's a bit of a degen, but I love him dearly and he's very very wholesome. He's a very wholesome degen, I gotta say. So if you
Degen?
want
You say
that,
that
Oh,
we're
like
not.
degenerate?
well, this is true. Yeah.
I
You
mean,
say that like
we're all
we're not.
degenerates here.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
Is
are.
this Fredo? Is
There's-
this Fredo?
this is Fredo.
Yeah, I thought
Alright.
so.
Yeah, it's Fredo.
Wait,
He's
okay,
playing
how do you
Yakuza
spell it?
Kiwami
Yeah,
too.
it's
I think
it's
you-
worth it. Worth it.
He's
what-
very, very sweet. He will yell in your ears, so like when we raid, just know that like you should
Low
probably go
level
like
of
this because he
audio.
does yell a lot.
No,
Out of
I don't
excitement,
want to hang
never
out
out of anger.
for Kiwami 2 because I haven't played it yet. So
That's true. All right.
so
right.
I
All
will
good.
pass on this one.
All
Not a
But
good, all good.
yeah,
I'm
that nightmare was
Yeah,
absolutely
gonna
crazy.
raid.
Dice, hey, that was.
Can
like,
I have the
woof.
name?
Yes.
Uh,
Oh, sorry. I will come into you.
Oh, yes.
I'd like the name as well.
And once again, no.
But yeah, feel free to boot me about.
I'll
Final
probably
Fantasy
be raiding
whenever.
and running because I do have to work, but I'll just stick around and say hi a little bit. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's where I thought we could go and hang out, and there we go.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
thank you.
Alright.
get
Yeah,
that
I don't
going.
like raiding and dashing on people I don't know because I want to like check them out and give them a bit of like
That's fair enough.
a
Yeah.
bit of
So
a
we're gonna
decent
head over there
trial.
because I do love him dearly, and I'll stick around as much as I can. Give him all your love. Give him your favorite emotes. And if you have to go right away, that is
Alright.
totally okay.
I will,
Alright.
I
Good
will
night,
look myself and go from
everybody.
there.
Good night.
I'm gonna jump off the call.
And
Take care.
Cheers, pals.
Bye.
Oop. We have left the meeting. There we go. All right, I'll just take a couple of moments of your time while we wind up. There we go. Oh, good. Yeah, that's a great scene, isn't it? Oh, let me reset this. Aha. Maybe. Yes. No. Yes. No. All right. Well, you can't see me, but I guess that's fine. We're finishing up anyway. Let's just go to the stream ending screen. Yeah, the nightmare was crazy. We've got 700 days to be able to actually like to deal with whatever the like doomsday is on that, which is ridiculous. I really like Gerald really does not want to have anything to do with the acrid flame, which is his patron, because he didn't. For anyone who doesn't know, Gerald never actually truly signed up for being a warlock. The backstory actually is that that he kind of stumbled into it drunkenly by accident after his first night of decent pay in his working life, and he got drunk and stumbled into a cultist summoning and accidentally signed up with some sort of demon that he doesn't really quite remember or has much knowledge about. So yeah, he knows it's a bad thing, and he's trying to avoid that fate basically. So we'll see what that actually means for him in the future. Thank you all for hanging out tonight. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Hopefully I'll have some energy this week to do some actual normal streams, because my fatigue has been fucking me around for the past couple. But I keep an eye on Discord, and you will hear from me there. Love you all. Have a lovely evening. Remember, if you had fun, you won. Have a good time. Bye.